Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up to all the Reds out there and everyone joining me. I am the Liverpool 12th man, and this is the episode that we're going to be talking about the penalty kick takers, or our penalty kick taker, I should say. Went into a couple different things with some of my own personal opinions on who should be taking the penalty kick in a couple of different episodes. I've spoken on it earlier, but it kind of, preempted me into thinking of like, yes, let's do an actual episode on this. And also because I also saw some other programs and some other pieces that I've read on the actual like sciences of like where we are with penalty kicks and everything else and how important penalty kicks can be. So, especially I don't want to bring up bad memories, but considering our last year performances with penalty kicks. So appreciate everyone joining me today. If you're watching this on the replay, be sure to hit that like, hit the subscribe and notification button so you can know when I go live. And if you're able to, definitely appreciate you being here. And if you're not, then hey, I appreciate you watching on a replay and giving me a comment, give me a thumbs up. Just helping out is all we need to do primarily. So I'm going to do one quick thing. I am going to. So I wanted to also take into account that we have the AFCON and Asian Cup, which has brought on the temporary exit, I should say, for Mr. Mo Salah. So Mohamed Salah, to be exact. So it means that we are going to be faced with something that, we're going to have to take on. We possibly should have had a penalty kick actually as well before in the League Cup, for instance, against Fulham, which could have made a big difference in our game and the return fixture. But yeah, you like that, right? I brought back the controversial. I brought back Darwin and his controversial hairstyle, just to poke some buttons a little bit. But yes, big up to Lucky, big up to Nigel, Red for Life. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Jay Kismet, and I think there was I'm trying to think if anyone else was in the house. Oh, and Keep It Level, Keep It Level too. So we're gonna I'm gonna break it down to you guys a little bit because it was very interesting. I had the piece that I saw. So I wanted to just break into what it takes to be. Yes, Rasta Crab, big up, brother. Rasta Crab representing Beijing Reds TV. Big up, big up, big up. I basically wanted to go about and bring up like some of the stats or bring up some of these interesting points I that really preempted me to like to even bring up this subject. And what I mean by that is a lot of what's going on with penalty kicks today is interesting. So when it comes to, because I remember Brian asked a question about like, was this XG or was this penalties included and everything else and yada yada. When it comes to penalty kicks, XG for penalty kicks is 0.78. Okay, for instance. Okay, so when you're dealing with penalty kicks, it's 0.78. The reason why it's 0.78 is because on average, 78% of the time, penalty kicks are scored. So 78% of the time, penalty kicks are scored. Yeah, stop it, Rasta Crab. Hey, Rasta Crab got the dreads too. Don't try to. I see you with the locks. But average 78% of the time, when someone steps up to the spot kick, they're going to score. Okay, so what's very interesting too is that there's in 2023 and 2024 there's been a 92% conversion rate as well when it comes to it. So it ends up being like a expected 44 goals out of an expected 48 penalty kicks, basically. So a lot of goals from a lot of penalty kicks happen, period. 92% of the time, you're telling me 92% of the time that's going to happen, it's going to make a difference. But we've seen penalty kicks range in conversion rates throughout the years. In the lowest, I believe the lowest conversion rate for penalty kicks, I don't know why. I'd like to do a deeper dive on that, but in 2001 and 2002 was the lowest conversion rate for penalty kicks. It was at 65.5%. Okay. But yet in 2013, 2014, the conversion rate was 83.9%. So, you saw some different things. I think that what you can say nowadays is the law changes. Yes, I'm going to get onto that. I'm going to bring up some candidates, Ross the Crab. Please, definitely. Hopefully, I hope you guys can stick with me for the entire episode, because I do want to hear your insights. I want to include your insights in the discussion as well. And yes, and it is about, and it's very interesting. A couple things I recognized that were interesting about it. One, the law change, the penalty kick law change has changed the conversion rate somewhat too, or I should say the ability for a goalkeeper to stop penalties. And that's because it used to be you could just, as a goalkeeper, you could, like, as long as you're on the line, you could jump around, you can make all these different like movements and everything else. But they've stopped that. They made the law where you have to stand your ground, and you have to, obviously you can't leave your spot until the ball's actually kicked. Okay. So that's like, and that law change was in 2019, 2020. And what was very interesting about it is it takes 0.6 to 1 second for a goalkeeper to make a save. So whether it's right or whether it's left, it takes them 0.6 seconds to leave a spot on average and be able to make a save, either left or right. On average, a penalty will be 0.4 seconds it takes for that ball to be kicked. It takes and to reach the goal, it takes 0.4 seconds. All right. So obviously that's why there's such a high rate of accuracy or conversion rate, So there's going to be obviously variables in this, all that I'm talking about, with the influx of quality penalty takers, or even the I guess you could say the lowering level of the goalkeepers that are really targeting penalty kicks as being their bread and butter. It's kind of like similar to what we saw for Chelsea I think it was last year, wasn't it? Or maybe even 2 years now, where they had Mendy or Kepa, for instance. Big up, Trunk Vigo, I see you. And it was one of those situations where, like, Chelsea had, like, basically Kepa as a penalty kick keeper in essence, and then they had Mendy as their main everyday goalkeeper. So there's little cases like that. One thing is also interesting, though, is that it gets down to exactly what Red for Life mentioned earlier too, and it's left footers or right footers. It's incredible how, like, left footers and right footers, there's a noticeable difference between the two. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the 115 at the very, very moment, Trunk Vigo. But, like, what's interesting about it is out of the 48 pens, 23 of them are from left-footed takers. Okay, so, and they have more than 26 of the 31 attempts, for instance. Okay, so it's interesting because, like, left footers tend to score more than right footers. Now, there's a couple of different variables in this too, and that's why, if anything, I know a lot of people have been really, really, really staunch about we need a new penalty kick taker possibly. Let's be honest. Last year, the difference in us possibly making Champions League and not making Champions League and being in Europa, we're at the foot of Mo Salah. His misses on those penalty kicks definitely impacted our season. So it's something of an issue right there. But yet it's a factor, or it's like a compliment to him though, that he is a left-footed player. So, I know that normally they have it's a high rate, like 48%, I want to say, for 2023, 2024. And on average, left-footed players, 19.4 competition average versus right-footed, exactly, and, you tend to see more left-footed penalty kicker takers. So it kind of has the benefit to say, okay, well, who has the better chance of scoring, left-footers or right-footers? Okay, well, left-footers do. Well, who's our best left-footed shot taker? Obviously, Mo Salah, So yeah, when it comes to a lot of those questions, again, because the left-footed conversion rate is 84.7, and then the right-footed conversion rate is 79.4. What's very interesting too about this is that, a lot of times too, when you're dealing with penalty kicks, especially the goalkeepers, and this is being someone that's played keeper in their life, like you when you practice, even when you're practicing, you pick up tendencies, it's interesting. You pick up tendencies, and you have the muscle memory. You have the just the natural reactions to just dive right, because you've practiced against right-footed kickers more often than left-footed kickers. It'd be very interesting. Excuse me. I'm not certain if Mo Salah does penalty kick practice, where he just isolates it and he just does penalty kick practice, and he has Allison or someone or Kelleher to go up against. But primarily why I'm bringing up this part and point is because when you tend to face only right-footed or predominantly right-footed kickers, as a keeper, you're going to get a little bit more used to making those kinds of saves, making those kinds of dives. And what's interesting too is that 6.1% miss rate for left footers, 6.5% miss rate for right footers. It's pretty interesting in that thing. And even when you get to it, the save rate is different. Whereas in right penalty saves are 14.4, but left-sided save rates are 8.7. So you have a tendency to choose to try to go left rather than go right, which is interesting because normally as a right-footed taker, you're going to say, oh, well, you're going to go left most likely. If you're a left-footed taker, you're probably going to go to the right. But what's also, and how that stipulates against the left-footer and right-footer comments I made earlier. But what was very interesting in these statistics, big up Chris Angel, I see you. What's very interesting in these statistics is that you tend to see bigger save rates come from the right side than the left side. And yet also what's interesting too is that the right-sided, even though you're a right-footed taker, right-footed takers tend to pick the left or right more often, as they tend to spread out their shots. They tend to spread out their shots more often than left-footed kickers that tend to go to predominantly one side. That was pretty interesting. Yeah. Because when you get down to it too, since all Premier League seasons, nearly 20%. And this is very interesting. 20% all Premier seasons, 20% pens have been missed. The pens have been missed, 20% of them from the left side or the right. There's no real discrepancy between the two. There's no real discrepancy between the left side or being a left footer or right footer. But yeah, it's very interesting when it gets down to, okay, well then who do we if we go beyond just left footer and right footer. And who and what do we do with it, with picking our penalty kick takers? Because obviously, I think I saw someone mention this earlier. I know I mentioned it in the previous episode. They spoke about because I did just see Pickford somewhere in the chat. I saw it. And whenever I see this Jurassic dinosaur, it draws my attention. But a lot of goalkeepers tend to bring their water bottles nowadays. They put where players like to go with their penalty kicks. And one of the things that they've been saying, at least the keepers have been saying, there's been interviews with goalkeepers, for instance, and one of the particular cases that a lot of goalkeepers kept saying or kept mentioning was that it's a little bit more difficult to pick up the cues from a left-footed kicker than it is to pick up the cue from a right-foot kicker. And again, I think that really just goes down to you're practicing against right-foot kickers a lot more times than not. It just happily is. I think I have some other cool stats. Let's see. 2019. This was about shot placement. And what was very interesting about that was how 1/3 of left-footed pens go to the right as opposed to the left. For instance, they try to tend to go to the left because as a goalkeeper, when you see a left-footed player step up, you think they're going to go to that hook side, as if when you kick the ball left, it's natural to have it go to, if you're left-footed, it's natural to make it go to the right. If you're right-footed, it's natural to make it go to the left. And a lot of left-footers try to make it go to the left in that left-hand corner because that's the less likely spot that you're going to try to go and try to do as a penalty taker. So let's just get into some of the fun here. I wanted to focus more so, obviously, on who we have for our penalty kick takers. Mo Salah. Let me just begin saying this. This is not me saying that Mo Salah needs to be taken off penalty kicks. It's not me saying that Mo Salah is bad at penalty kicks. This is not me saying that there's issues or whatever. It's not me saying any of those things. Okay, I'm not saying any of those things before someone takes that as being a trigger to try to take aim at me, But I am saying that while AFCON is going on, we need to find someone that is going to be that it's a natural, just natural for him to pick up the ball and know that he's the guy to take our penalty kicks. I don't like it when a team, when you have a team where they're where it's oh, let's do a vote, or almost let's do it by committee or something, no, let's just have a designated penalty kick taker, and make it happen. And you can do different things when it comes to free kicks, but for spot kicks, it's a different story. There should be someone that knows it's his responsibility. If there's a penalty, he gets the call. That's that. That's end of story. No wrestling over the ball or trying to rock paper scissors it. Who knows how you have to go and do it. But no, I'm not trying to start controversy at all, Drunk Vigo. Not at all. But yes, I will say this again. Salah is a world-class finisher. But let's just be honest, as of late, I think, it's 90% mental, 10% physical. Sometimes just the ugly rearing of doubt can really take away your confidence and ability to perform. So he's missed 4 penalties out of his last 11 attempts. So that's a major head scratcher in a sense, to say what's going on for a king when it comes to spot kicks. I was happy to see that he started the season well with taking on penalties, but we've seen him miss. Or not necessarily miss, but we've seen him have penalties saved. Obviously, one of the penalties that he's missed, obviously, he missed the penalty technically because the goalkeeper made a save, but then he was able to follow up and get the goal. So that was, for his credit, at least he was, smart enough to follow through with his attempt and get the goal for us in that game. big up to John Conway for sure. Every day, all day, every day for John Conway. Big up to him because he's definitely a really, really good person. Appreciate you, John. But again, I'm just going on. I'm not trying to start controversy, Drunk Vigo. Well, what I am saying is this man right here with the M Salah on the back, on his back there. Yeah, it's difficult to sometimes look at some of the statistics because 4 out of 11, that's 63, like I'll round up. That's 64%. So I think it's 63.63% for him at penalties. It's not that good. Now, he has scored 36 penalties. Mo Salah has scored, let me repeat that. He has scored 36 penalties. But Mo Salah has missed 9 penalty kicks. Okay? 9 penalty kicks. And that could be troubling. That's 80%. That's 80% from the spot. 80% from the spot. He scored some of the biggest goal penalties that we need for certain. Like and he's stepped up and obviously is being our genuine and everyday penalty kick taker. He has scored some really, really important goals for us. You know, whether it was in the Madrid game or whether it was let's see, he scored on the spot on the biggest stage for us at Madrid, for us, as I said, but also he sits. Let's be honest, Mo Salah sits 5th on the list of all-time penalty scorers for our club. That's pretty impressive. But again, I know there have been some places that he's come up short, and that's something that we have to deal with. But considering he has the lowest penalty percentage of all the candidates that I'm going to bring up, but it's interesting. I'd like to. I want to get some of these comments before I get into this next stage of the show here. Let me see. So I did see this too by Drunk Vigo because I knew that was going to come up. So Drunk Vigo says Trent can take penalty kicks. Now I get it. Trent can take penalty kicks. I'm not disputing that at all. I think that obviously you know how big of a fan I am of Trent. So I agree with the fact that Trent can take penalties. Trent's already taking our free kicks. There's times when you'll see Mo Salah, for instance, be a part of the committee to decide on who's going to take a free kick. With like when it's Robbo and Trent standing over the ball, sometimes Dom will be involved in that process. Sometimes these are free kicks at least, and then sometimes and mostly it's Trent that's taking the discipline on for that shot. But Trent doesn't really have that amazing of a track history or an amazing notable spot taking for the great history that he has for either Liverpool or even for because I tried looking up his statistics and a lot of them were just his England performances with spot kicks. Obviously he's taken a spot kick here or there for some of the penalty kicks that we had to go through in tournaments, and that's why I'll bring up this. So penalty kicks are important, people. They are, despite the fact, I said how I mentioned last year, they really impacted us in our in where we finished in the table. And these are some of the performances that we've had to go to penalty kicks at the end of a tournament, for instance. Whether it was, the Community Shield, obviously the ones in red are the ones that I make sure you see the pointer. These ones right here are the ones that we ended up losing, which is we've lost twice in the Community Shield to Arsenal and to Man City. We've also lost to the 4th round in the League Cup to Arsenal in 2020, 2021. But we've had decent penalty kicks performances since then. Obviously, we've had quarterfinal penalty kicks. performance where it was a great performance by 8-7 against. We only missed 2 penalties in that run for against Leicester, and we also. Leicester. Excuse me, I said Leicester. Leicester. Excuse me. And then also we had Chelsea. Now, being that we have Chelsea in the League Cup this year, or possibly it might have them in the finals if we're fortunate enough to make the finals of the League Cup, we tend to go to penalties with Chelsea. So we've gone to penalties, whether it was the FA Cup, which we ended up going to penalties with them in, whether it was the obviously the League Cup, we ended up going to penalties with them as well in that. And this year we've gone to pens in the third round of the or not this year, excuse me, 22-23. Last year we ended up going to in the third round, we ended up having to go to penalties against Derby County, and we missed 3 penalties in that attempt, which was really, really troubling to see last year at least. But I'm just focused primarily on the fact that penalties mean something, and we have to be, whether it's in the league or whether it's in these tournaments that we're facing, we're obviously going to have some competent penalty kick takers, especially a spot kick taker that's going to have the ability and confidence to take those spot kicks when we need them and score some important goals. So, this is what our team has looked like so far. So this year, we've had primarily just Mo taking penalty kicks. I know some people didn't remember, but Darwin took a penalty kick this year. He converted it. I get it was against Lask, but Lask does have a good goalkeeper, and they also have we also have seen primarily Mo Salah wasn't in that game, so that was one reason why Darwin stepped up and took it, but also because Mo Salah obviously is our penalty kick taker. You know, we've seen a lot of decent attempts from him. And you know what's funny too, real quick? This is one funny, pretty funny, not funny, but interesting statistic. And I was going to save this for later, but I'll bring this up now. What was pretty interesting about some of the numbers that I was recognizing, at least if we're talking about just for the league, what's interesting is you look at some of the numbers. These are the numbers for penalties scored this year. Cole Palmer. Let me make sure. Let me reduce the size of this real quick. Make sure you see the numbers. Okay, so Cole Palmer has five goals from this year from the spot kick for Chelsea. João Pedro has 4. Mo Salah has 4. Okay, and then Douglas Luiz 4, Erling Haaland 3, and so on and so on. What's interesting about, to me at least, for some of the numbers here, and the reason why I'm bringing up this statistic or bringing up these numbers is that Mo Salah has 4 penalty kicks or goals, as I spoke of earlier. 4 penalty kicks. Just imagine if this young man right here with the plates or the plaits, excuse me, with the braids right here, imagine if he had those opportunities. I'm just saying, just imagine if he had those opportunities. I mean, like, it really makes you wonder, like, would people be still saying, or would people still be on his back? Would it still be such a, everyone like basically screaming and yelling about this and that about our number 9, I guess you say inability to put up numbers, because that's all the only currency everyone ever talks about is just that, his goal performance. Okay, and when it comes to Mo, obviously everyone talks about his goal performances. You know, everyone rates him on his goals and his assists, because, like, if we get down to it, look, I've brought this up a couple times. Darwin has had situations where he's been the player that has given out a lot of assists. He's been tallying up a lot of assists. And before that game, where he just had 2 assists recently, obviously, in all comps he has all comps. I believe he has 8 goals and 10 assists. It's not that bad, really. Once you put it down to it, those statistics aren't really that bad at all. But I just wanted to kind of like bring that up, I guess you could say, because I know that a lot of times when we talk about our beloved number 9, it's about, oh, he can't finish his breakfast or his dinner or whatever you want to call it. I just think right now, for instance, I'm looking at his statistics right now. He has 5 goals in the Prem with 6 assists in the Prem. Just imagine if he had 9 goals. If those 4 goals that Mo Salah has went to him, he'd have 9 goals this year. And that's not even including the misses that Salah has had. If you add that up too, then we're talking about a majorly different situation, I believe. As in, talking 10, maybe 11 goals here for him. That would make a major difference. But again, let's just get back to it. So I'm going to move on to this because we already spoke about Trent, and I want to see some of the guys' stats. I'm not trying to rock the boat. I feel you, Drunk Vigo. I'm not trying to rock the boat, by the way. Let me see. Who are you speaking about as being left? Keep it level. Who are you asking is left-footed? Because we don't really have many left-footed penalty kickers. Drunk Vigo. Now, this comment is bringing up is rocking the boat. I'm not even saying that out loud because I don't want Mo to get angry with me on that one. But yeah, no, yeah, you're funny. Let's see. So I was going to ask, who was it that you were thinking of? Let's see. I'm not getting romantic. Well, let's just get into it. So yeah, let's get into this. So first on my list I have basically other than I'm putting aside Trent. Obviously, Trent is not an option primarily because Trent is not available at this time. Oh, big up, Marion. How are you? One of our Reds Queens is in the house, Marion Southward. Pleasure to see you, Marion. I was going to say it really gets down to me at least, I have 3 candidates that I think should be the man for spot kicks. Okay? And those 3 start with this guy first. And these aren't in any particular order, by the way, either. But when it comes to spot kicks, I think that we have 3 candidates. The 3 candidates I have are Dom, Macca, or Darwin. Again, not in any particular order. I'm just saying them as out in general. Those are the 3 candidates that I would say are penalty that could be high on Klopp's list as him designating as the penalty kick taker. Starting with Dom, look, let's just be honest. Dom is an amazing player. Obviously, Dom is currently resting a hamstring injury, and hopefully it's a short spell. So obviously that limits his ability to make a ploy for it. Red for life, right? I think those are the 3 best. I think those are the 3 best options that we have. The red for life, realistically, but obviously it limits his chances. So I would say, and I know there's a shout. I get it. There's a shout for Cujo, maybe. I don't think Curtis is stepping in front of Dom, Macca, or even Darwin, for instance. I know that Curtis has an idea and an importance of what every spot kick takes is measured in. So I just wanted to say with Dom is an interesting candidate because Dom has scored 15 out of his attempts, whether it was for whether it was for RB last year or obviously he hasn't taken any penalty kicks for us this year, but he has a almost perfect record. His scoring from the penalty kick is 15 out of 16. That means he has a conversion rate of 93.7%. Those penalty kicks that he's taken for RB were some very, very tough competition. He took penalty kicks against PSG. He's taken penalty kicks against Bayern Munich. And it was often, even at the end parts of the games, he had a winner, and he also had a winner. I know, hold your ears for some of the England supporters, national team England supporters, but he even scored a winner against England for his home country. So for Hungary. So those things are all cases for possibly Dom being a strong shout. I think the one reason why he won't be there is because he's just not available at the very moment. And also because I think he understands. I think, again, he's under the same mindset of what I think as well. So I'm going to say Dom out of the three is, I would say Dom gets the bronze. If we're going to do medal placement to the podium, I would put Dom as a bronze medal candidate. Second on this list, again, who I mentioned, is this individual. Look, Alexis McAllister. Maka has arguably one of the better records as well on this team. He has only one blemish on his record. He's 8 for 1. He's scored 8 and has only missed one attempt at the spot kick. That means he's about, rounding up, he's about 89% when you round up. But and I get it, and people are probably going to be like, oh, why do you have Dom at third place and have Maka at second as a silver medalist? Because that's what I'm going to place him at. Obviously, no, I just gave the spoiler. But the reason why I have him as a potential is because he has faced Premier League competition. He has faced Premier League style goalkeepers. So a lot of those numbers for the 8 scored and 1 missed are against Premier League level goalkeepers. So he was the main guy for Brighton. And right now, Maka has stepped up as being our free kick taker in the absence of Trent. So when it comes to that, for me, I'm like, you know what, handle our free kicks if that's the case, while Trent's not available. But I'm not necessarily going to put Maka on the spot. I just don't think of him being that spot kick taker for us at the moment. Okay, I get it. There might be some that different, and I'll put this to a vote. And I'm going to we might have a little small segment at the end of the episode to be able to bring in some callers to kind of get their opinions on what I've said so far. Excuse me, because obviously, the guy that I have been campaigning for to be our spot kick taker, the guy that's the only other individual that's taken a spot kick for us this year is this individual right here. This is actually the goal that he scored from the spot kick. And it was against Lask, as I said earlier. Let's just be honest. I know I got on, I was trying to make sure, because Keep It Level, before the broadcast was dropping in the statistic of Darwin's record at the spot kick. I was like trying to ask him not to give away my trump cards, like the cards that I'm going to play as the heavy hitters, the haymakers. But Darwin's got a 100% accuracy. I know I'm sure I'm swooning Marion with that. That's a great shot of Darwin, the man bun and everything, all tatted up with the sleeves. I was gonna say, like, 12 goals, 12 scores, 0 misses. I'm sure if you follow my channel, you already know that this is my choice for the PK taker. He's someone that I know I've gotten a little back and forth with some people with, whether I got you, Von England. I've gotten some back and forth for some people that have not necessarily been that warm to Darwin taking penalty kicks for us. You can make a strong argument, though, on the fact that our number 9 has a perfect record, though, from the spot kick and is yet to miss in his professional career. For the Reds, he has taken a PK in the EFL last year, and this year in the Europa League victory at Lask. That was back in September, obviously. But he's been very, very good. He was the spot kick taker for Benfica and UD Almeria, UD Almeria as well. And that's why looks like you're getting some pushback. Keep it level on the England comment. But what's very interesting is that Darwin is a very concerted shout. I think personally he's a very highly concerted shout to be the guy for us when it comes to these penalty kicks, when it comes to scoring, when it comes to the importance of the spot kick. I mean, sometimes we overlook it, but I mean, if last year was anything, it was a reminder of how important the spot kick is. I just honestly think how important the spot kick is for us and what it means as well. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to ask you in the chat. We get a penalty. Let's see. Let's see who's our next game. Our next match is against Bournemouth in the league too, by the way. So our next league game, our next league game is against Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a difficult opponent. It's at Bournemouth, right? It's at Bournemouth, right? Yeah, it's at Bournemouth. So that means, like, again, every away match is important. It is 0-0, 87th minute. We get a penalty. Who on the pitch do you ask to take the spot kick? Who's going to be your spot kick taker? I'm going to ask everyone, just put the name. I already know who Marion's going to say, so I'll put her. I already know Marion's going to say, so I'll put her vote in with mine for this guy right here. But I'm going to ask you who you put as our spot kick taker. Who do you put as our spot kick taker? And you can take the entire roster. For it. Obviously, I'm not going to include Trent because Trent's not going to be available for us at the moment. Obviously, he's obviously not going to be available for the Bournemouth match with the knee injury. There's a likelihood that Dom might not be available as well, but who knows? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm hoping that he will be available. So I get you. I see the asterisk, Dustin, and if Dom is not there, Cujo. So your vote, I would assume, is Dom. Let's just say Dom is going to be there. We can put Dom as being there since I had him as one of the 3 candidates and one of the 3 people I said earlier. But who do you guys have? So far I have 1 vote for Dom. I have obviously 1 vote for Darwin from Marion. Who are we putting as our spot kick taker? Who would you like to see as a spot kick taker? And then I'm going to open up the lines to see if you guys want to voice and verbalize it a little bit more. John Conway has Dom as our spot kick taker. Okay, that's cool. So I have 2 votes for Dom, 1 vote for Darwin, or 2 votes for Darwin. Let's say I'm going to include my vote in there. So 2 votes for Darwin, 2 votes for Dom, 3 votes for Darwin. Keep it level says Darwin for him. Okay. 3 votes for Darwin, 2 votes for Dom. Who else? No votes for Macca? No votes for Macca out there? Macca's a good. I think that the three players that I put out there were very, very all have a competitive line towards being the spot kick taker. Whether it's when Salah departs the team, possibly, which he has for AFCON, or even in the future. Jake Kismet, that's a shout. He has Cody taking the spot kick. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we have, what did I say? 3 for Dom, right? And we have Keep It Level for 1, Marion 2. Is there another one for Dom or Darwin? Myself for Darwin. So I think it's 3, and one surprise for Cody, which is very, very interesting. I don't know what Cody's accuracy from I'd have to look that up. I don't know what Cody's accuracy is from, because I don't think Cody actually is, even for the Netherlands, I don't believe Cody gets called upon to take their penalty kicks. I mean, like, I know that it ends up normally being their striker who takes because I like the Dutch team. I've always been a Netherlands fan, and in the sense of, like, just the Ruud Gullit style days. I've always liked the orange, and but I would say normally when you see them step up, I've gone as far as to see even Virgil take and I mean, Virgil could be a shout too. I mean, he stepped up and taken penalty kicks for his national team, especially I remember in the game where they had a penalty kick and the penalty kick taker missed the penalty kick. It was it was their striker at the time. I think it was their number 9. And then in the end, when they got another penalty kick opportunity, Virgil ended up stepping up and taking it for them. I mean, Virgil could be a shout, but I don't think Virgil will take it, honestly. I don't think Virgil would be the person that steps up and takes the penalty kick. There's just so many candidates. Again, with the 3 that I've mentioned, you could throw in Trent if you wanted to. You could throw in Curtis. Again, normally you're not going to your defensive player as your spot kick taker, unless you're like myself on like Football Manager or something like that. Because I actually have Virgil take my spot kicks on Football Manager, just to like I have love for our captain, so that's what I usually do. But I do think Virgil is up there, as Dustin is saying, for ability when it comes to the spot kick. Because a lot of times with the spot kick, it's confidence. It's just about being confident and not letting the butterflies in the stomach kind of like affect where and how you really slot the shot home. And I think that's the reason why Dom is so effective. He has such an amazing confidence in his ability and his shot, and it's the reason why he goes pretty much. I think there was a statistic or something that mentioned about how he has taken all of his spot kicks, for the most part, have always been to the same side. It's just that he gets such velocity behind his kick, and he also puts it in such a difficult place for the goalkeeper to get to that he scores so often, more so than not. But yeah, it looks like Dom is taking it, guys. I don't have any more votes in here. I think that was the last tally that I had was for Dom. So that's interesting, very interesting. I think that Dom deserves to be here. I've put it this way. I've been saying time and time again, I think that Darwin deserves to take our penalty kicks, because I would like to see Darwin get that monkey off his back, in essence. I would like to see him have a little bit of relief via getting goals, because that's all everyone says. That's anything and everything when it comes to Darwin is he scoring goals? Is he scoring goals? Is he scoring goals? And again, that goes beyond the fact that he's giving out, he's making the runs, he's going beyond, and getting assists and providing and being a facilitator. It's very interesting as well, considering that our number 9 for the last, I don't know, umpteen years, has never really been a prolific scorer. You have to go as far back as Suarez, probably, as when our number 9 was a prolific scorer. Like, can you tell me another 9 after Suarez for us? And I guess you could make a shout for Sturridge. You could make a shout for Sturridge. But Sturridge was so often injured that it really took away he wasn't on the pitch enough to really be that person. And you do need a player. Again, keep in mind, our designated spot kick taker, should be a person that is predominantly going to be on the pitch for the most part. And that's just something I would want to say too, as a reference. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna do this now. So I'm gonna open up the call-in lines. If you guys want to call in and kind of voice what you feel about the penalty kick, spot kick taker, what you feel about what you might feel about Salah as our current spot kick taker for the future. If you want to talk about the fact of we could also keep it focused and primarily focused towards this period of time that we're going to have to find a spot kick taker. But yeah, if you want, call in, keep it level, Drunk Vigo, John Conway, Nigel, Marion, everyone in the chat are people that I've befriended or know in one way or another. So definitely you're more than welcome to call in and be a part of the show here. We're at the 54th minute here. It's gonna be a pretty concise episode today. I'm probably going to just keep it to about 60 minutes, probably. Maybe go a little bit over the hour mark. But yeah, if you guys want to call in, you're more than welcome to. If you guys don't, and you guys just want to keep it to the chat, I'm cool with that too. But yeah, I think that this is why and how I've come down to my evaluation as to what I'm looking for in a spot kick taker, what I would like to see from this little hiatus that is including the AFCON and Asian Cup. And I don't know. Oh, it's cool. And it's all good. Keep it level. You can keep it in the chat, or you can call in. It does not it's totally your world. So but what are we feeling like today? Is everyone cool if yeah. I would be honored if John Conway called in. I haven't heard John call in before. But yeah, cool. Got a participant. We are going to include the participant then. Let me give 1 second here and let me make sure. Big up, JK. How are you?
I'm cool, bro. What are you saying?
Just another day in paradise, right?
Exactly.
I noticed. I saw some of the comments that you were putting in there. So let's just see. So I would say vocalize it for everyone. Who is your candidate for spot kick taker during the absence of Salah? Or are you even to the point where you think that Salah should be taken off penalty kicks completely, and we should use this as an opportunity to kind of like condition our spot kick taker to be the new spot kick taker going forward?
Like for me, I'll go with Gapco. I think his shooting is very direct. It's hard. It's always bang, his type of shooting. So for me, I'm going with him, and because like you never know when Salah will get injured or he's not there to take a penalty. Depends on the game and stuff. But
Right.
for me, I'd go with Gakpo, then Szoboszlai, and then Trent in that order.
So wait, you said Cody. Then what was your second? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Cody, Szoboszlai, and then Trent.
Oh, okay. That's a very interesting order. That's a very interesting order. Because you know why I'm saying this is an interesting order is because to me, I just think that our top three choices, as just in people that have taken spot kicks, obviously, and with their previous record as well being factored into it. Darwin, Maka, and you could say Dom as well. I know Dom was one of your choices, but like that's interesting because I know Trent. I haven't really seen Trent take that many spot kicks, and I know, but now that he is our vice captain, you know, you could possibly see him do that every once in a while, or if not, do that duty. But you know, I've only seen him do something, which I did like. I've only seen him do something like go over, pick up the ball, you know, kind of ward over the ball and make sure that the spot kick isn't messed with by defenders, you know, when it comes to when we do get the penalty kicks. That's the one thing I do see Trent doing that I do appreciate. But that's
do the what's it called, bouncer security job on the nightclub with the ball.
What's that? Say that one more time.
No, it's like, you know, when you get security at the nightclub, the bouncers, they call them in England, the doormen. That's what Trent does with the ball, you know, when there's a penalty going on. I think that comes with him being vice captain. He thinks, you know what, I'll do something like that. So
yeah, that's a good shout. Would the chat would the chat be cool with Trent taking spot kicks? I'd love to hear if the chat thinks agrees with that, because because there's a lot of times too with Trent, I'm not necessarily worried about his like scoring mentality. You know what I mean? Like, as in, obviously we're not looking to rely on Trent being our goal scorer. I know he stepped up. Obviously, he stepped up in the City game. You know, he stepped up in the Fulham matchup where he scored some really, really epic and important goals for us. You know, but you know, when it comes to a lot of like when it comes to scoring mentality, I think it's like, as in, penalty kicks for me are just like layups. You know, they're like, I know I'm making a basketball analogy, but it's kind of like, you know, for a lot of times when you're in basketball, you know, they always say, hey, just take an easy shot, you know, just make an easy shot. Just to kind of like, break the seal and basically, you know, get that hurdle from your mind to say, okay, I've seen the ball go in the net, you know, and everything else should then flow from there. So yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not necessarily worried about Trent's mentality when it comes to that, but there are certain mentalities that you want to have dialed in. You know, obviously Diego, obviously our front line, everyone that you said, Cody, Diego, obviously Luis is a shout. You know, I know Lucho has taken. It's a big platform to step on when you step up to that spot kick, though. And I guess that some people could push back on my declaration of Darwin being their spot kick taker, because it could have negative impacts in the psyche as well. You know,
exactly. So, if he misses and stuff, but like when you look at the guys I chose, they're all free kick takers.
Yeah,
Trent, Szoboszlai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Gakpo's art of shooting is very, not airy, but very solid in his shooting.
Oh, absolutely.
Same as Salah when he takes a penalty as well. So that's why I'd go for them type of guys if I was going to take. If we got a penalty shootout in Chelsea in the final, I'll go with that order. Salah, maybe Gakpo, Trent, Szoboszlai, get them, and Darwin would be my 5 to go first.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? That'd be a really interesting. I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna put that question up in the chat here really quick. That's a really good thing. Because you know what? Being that we might face. I mean, if we're blessed enough to make the finals for the League Cup, I'm gonna put this question in the chat. Penalty. I'm gonna do a penalty kick lineup, as in like, who are your 5 penalty kick takers? Your first 5, right? If we went to penalty kicks at the end of the game, and you have to, obviously there's a lot more than just 5 that you have to arrange. You got a whole list of 11, but for our list, I'm just going to ask for first 5 penalty kick takers in a shootout. I'd like to know that, because that'd be interesting. I'd like to know who. So who would, if you had to pick your 5, who would they be in order? I know you just gave me 3.
In order, it would be Salah, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Trent, Darwin.
Okay, so in order, you said
Salah.
Say it one more time again. Sorry.
Salah,
Gakpo. Okay.
Szoboszlai, Trent, and then Darwin.
And then you have Darwin. Wow, man. Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure to be the fifth. I think the most pressure is either on the first kicker. I think the most pressure is on the first kicker.
Yeah.
The first kicker is the most pressure, because that takes a lot. That's why you normally saw Milner. You saw when they were on the pitch, at least, and we knew that we're going to penalty kicks. You saw your Milners and such be the first penalty kick takers for us. Let me see if I can. For some reason, my comment didn't go through. I don't know. I'm trying to get this posted, but for some reason, it's not getting posted. And make sure it keeps giving me an error message. Let's see. Dustin has his penalty kick takers as Darwin starting, Trent second, Mac 10, Salah, and then Dom. Okay. He kind of almost went in a little bit of a reverse order of yourself.
Yeah, replace Mac 10. Yeah.
Red for Life went Darwin, Dom, Macca. Who are the final 2 in that list for you for Red for Life? I'd love to know that. That'd be very interesting. And you know what's funny too? You know what? I think Harvey's left-footed too. That's why he plays on the right side for us a lot of times. Harvey's not a bad shout, considering all the stats and all those kind of statistical breakdowns I said earlier. It's kind of interesting. Harvey could.
Yeah, I think from a short distance he'll be better, because for me he can't really cross the ball within a game. That's the only minus point of Elliot, I would say, at the moment. When we got an attack going and he has to get a ball straight into the box, his crosses are not really that good. But I think maybe at penalties, he's got a shot on him. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I'm not able to get my I'm trying to put something into the chat, but it's not loud. It keeps giving me an error message. It looks like Red for Life also included the last 2 penalty kickers he would have would be Cody and Diego as being to fill out the 5.
Yeah, Jota, man. I think Jota would be a good penalty taker. Would you include him?
Yeah. Diego is cold from penalty kick.
I think
he is cold. He has no fear. He has no fear for sure. I think that what's funny about it is that this is starting to pop up a little more. Dustin's saying Gakpo is a strong shout to take amid the pens. Yeah, it is a strong shout, I would say, for him to take our pens. From at least what you're saying, and I agree. He has a really good. What's the words I'm looking for? His pinpoint accuracy is good.
It's good
with with his shot taking. That's the one thing I like about. They're usually direct line shots. They're not like the curving shots or something like that. They're just straight arrow style shots. And he's able to, especially. He's able to put such real velocity on his shots from difficult angles too. Like as in when the ball's really close to him, he's able to like turn and pivot and really get a good kick on it. I think that's something really important.
I think Darwin needs a bit of that in his shooting, a bit of gap code shooting. That direction and accuracy and that solidness. I think Darwin's more of a floater back post sort of shooter, a bit of air in his shots. Where Gapco's more of a solid bang type of striker, sort of an attacker, and I think Darwin needs a bit of that in his game. Hello.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have the double take because I had to open up a window to get my comment in here. So that was I just wanted to put the comment so that people can reference what it is that we're talking about if they want to include that, because I know Dustin has made it as Cody being like that middle of the line, third kicker style. Third kicker spot would be Cody for him. I think it's a cool question though that to have and to start discussing. I know that like if we are again fortunate enough to make it against Chelsea, there is a strong chance that we will go to penalty kicks with Chelsea. We tend, as of late, I don't know. Do you have a reason why you think that we've been going to basically stalemates with Chelsea so much lately?
I think you know what it is with certain games. Like tomorrow, United play Tottenham. United not doing well. Tottenham doing okay. United go and beat them. It's just like it's the occasion. Chelsea Liverpool. It's a big game, and I think. They don't want to lose that. You've seen, like, in the first game of the season, it was Chelsea away. They were, like, they put a shift in, like, for the first game of the season, they did, and everyone thought, okay, Chelsea look okay. So I think that's why we always get draws against them guys. It's the occasion. Because remember the European games back in the days, we had a few European games against them. So we've always had that sort of occasion against them guys.
Yeah, and on top of that too, when it comes to the first, being it was the first game of the season, it didn't necessarily help. I guess it didn't necessarily help to make it a stroll in the park, basically. Like it definitely amped, especially considering the whole like drama with Lavia and Caicedo. The fact that John Henry was making an appearance, which which we don't see him do too often. You know what I mean? Like making an appearance at, and it wasn't even it'd be one thing if it was a home match for us. Making an appearance at an away match was really telling of how important the game was, in a sense, for a lot of people, him most notably. That Caicedo drama was crazy.
But the bigger picture with Chelsea being when you look at football, for example, they spent so much money. I would never want Liverpool, even though it's not our money, to spend $1 billion and then a year later or so you reach like you're in 9th or 10th position and stuff. It's like you got to really thank what Klopp has done for Liverpool. He's never really bought bad. Maybe Chamberlain and Chiarte, for example, but all in all, his signings have always proven to be good.
Wait. Let me just say real quick. I'll let you finish your point, but Ox has shown up on some big occasions for us.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So. But I'm not saying, but you're right. His availability was suspect, and so
that's the thing. Yeah.
And And that's you know what though, we kind of knew that going in when we picked up Ox, that there was probably or a possibility of him not being available like the way we would need him to be. But you know, for like your Nabbies, a little bit different story. You know, that's a different story. Nabby wasn't really injury prone before coming to Liverpool, to tell you the truth.
Okay, but he's doing okay in Turkey, Ox. He gets his goals. He's doing
well in Turkey. Yeah.
So
big up to Ox. You know, there's a reason why we get it. Like Nabi, Ox. You know, we appreciate your service. You know, we're speaking of Nabi. Like you got to remember, Nabi had possibly one of the best goal celebrations I've seen by Liverpool.
What was it? I can't even remember it, bro. He never scored that many goals.
No, the Man U game, the goal he had in Manchester United, the face he made, after that shot was beyond priceless.
Oh, I'm gonna check it again.
Priceless. You don't remember that? Oh wow!
Yeah, actually, I think I do.
Okay, as I say, he's lost his house keys. Find that. I might have that picture in.
Okay.
I might have that picture.
Is it like he's lost his house keys kind of look?
He had this look like. No, you know what? It was a look like someone had like. Excuse my way of saying it, but it was that look like someone had just farted. Okay. You know, like that look like you're like. Ooh, you know?
exactly.
I don't know. Hopefully the chat remembers that as well as I did. Or at least that was a take I looked. He was just like, ooh, that was just nasty. That kind of look. That was a funny.
But all in all, I don't know with Kiarte. I don't know what happened to the guy. He came in with like Liverpool don't spend big, and he cost about 60 million, didn't he? All in all.
Yes. He's gone. Yeah. I believe he's gone back to Germany. I want to say.
Yeah, he's gone back to Germany now, and I think he got injured again early on in the season and stuff. So
right.
It comes to a point where a player just wants to play ball. You know, you're not going to be young forever. Those legs are not going to be able to run fast for a long time in the future. Like you want to play ball. You know, I don't understand somehow some players just don't have a run of years of playing ball. You know.
Yeah. It's a shame about Nabi. I mean, there was really, really high expectations, promise for Nabi. You know, it was something. It was something that was, you know, I was disappointed to see him have the issues and problems that he's gone through in his career, especially considering there was a time, for instance, when we were all talking about, or at least I know I brought it up. It was like. I was campaigning for, I think it was NFT. Because I remember how it was like the letters correlated to like the NFT phenomenon at the time. And, you know, there was a time when there could have been a really, really like concerted shout to put Nabi in as a you know, bona fide everyday starter for us. It just, his availability was just troubling, very troubling.
But for some reason, I never seen him as a Liverpool player. Even when we signed him, it's like when we were going to sign Casado. I just didn't see him as a Liverpool player. And I think Kiarte was the same for me. They just didn't fit Liverpool. For some reason, I didn't really understand the hype of Kiarte and the price tag as well with that. So I was thinking Klopp must have seen something in him that he really, really likes, that he's going to be paying that much money for him, you know. So I think it's really the expectations of the number shirt he took.
Yeah.
On top of that, and but I think he was a nice guy, Kiarte. You know, down to earth, not really a headache for the boss and stuff. I think just his injuries just ruined his Liverpool career. Yeah,
you could say that. You could definitely say that. It's a shame too, because like I said, it's not like Nabi's not a nice guy or any of that. You know, like as in, you know, it's obvious that he's like he's a good person. You know, you can see that he's a good person. But let me see if I can pull this one up here. Hold on, I think I might have found it. I love this face in it. I'm sorry, it was funny. But yeah, NFT Drunk Vigo, yes, the NFT, the non-fungible token, whatever it was. The reason why was because it was people at the time. I remember I was on Coppish and I was making a shout. There was a period where Nabi was in form. He was really in gear and form for his play. I get people are negative or positive, whether it comes to, or I won't say negative, positive. They're either on or off when it comes to trusting in Nabi. But at that period, right around the time when we played Manchester United and we beat them 5-0. Remember that? At Geriatric Trafford Old Trafford.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? Just in case, we have that our stalker show up or
Oh, that's
right. Yeah, he was all in our DMs. He was definitely trying.
I thought that was Chris playing games or Brian or someone, just like took a bit of fun or something. This guy's come back today, man.
Oh, he had a burner account set up and ready to go.
Yeah. He was Man United fan one.
Ready to go.
He had numbers.
That was awesome. I give him credit for it, man. I give him that credit. I was like, okay, this guy came prepared.
Oh,
he certainly came prepared.
Yeah, Red for Life was saying Naby Keita's goal. I think it was against Crystal Palace. He did that volley, then he did the Cantona look. That face.
Oh, was it that one? Am I mixing up the goals? Because he had a the one I think that I'm referencing was the goal against Manchester United, but it was a volley kick, I thought. So there was a really good goal that he had too against what'd you say, Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah, Crystal Palace, I think. It was a good volley bang, and like he did that face. I was like funny.
Here, let me make it like this here. I'll share this real quick. This is the face that I was referencing, by the way. This is the face I was referencing right here. He had that look like, ooh, this, yeah, like that just happened. Because it was funny because I remember he made the shot and he was just like, he made this face like, did y'all just see that? That was nasty. That kind of look. If I'm wrong on it, I think that was the one that I'm thinking. That's the one that's like fresh in my memory. That's the one, right? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And there were some memes. I thought there were memes that were made from that too.
Yeah, you can make memes with that one. 100%.
Yeah, it was funny. It was good. And I mean, it was so bad that was the same game, I think. Or was that the same game? That wasn't the same game, actually. Because I remember he got a goal against Manchester United, and Pogba took him out and ended up injuring him. Right? Yeah.
I think that was his best game for us, United away, with that creamy night top we had. That was his best game for us in a Liverpool shirt, United away. It's mad when you think after that game, he should have just carried on. It's just like, I don't understand how a player can play so good in one game, United away of all games, and then just disappear. It's just like, wow.
Yeah. Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Like, apparently, I guess Keep It Level was put on a timeout or something. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I don't know how to take people out of timeouts or whatever. So let me see if I can. It might be an error because I know Keep It Level. I know that for some reason, I'm getting errors on my end here through StreamYard. So I don't know. Maybe someone accidentally hit it or mistakenly hit it. But you're good. You're good. Keep It Level. You're good. Yeah, I can't bring you back. I don't have an option to bring you out of timeout or anything. It says put user in timeout, so it looks like I would assume that you're still good. But anyway, all good, all good. We're having fun with this, man. We're reminiscing about Naby Keita. Come on, guys.
Bro, that's what's gonna happen when when they say they want to do sin bins for football. That's
Yeah,
what's gonna happen. You be like, you
yeah,
time someone out. You be
yeah. I
like,
know, like the
bro,
Sims.
you're allowed to play.
That is one of the
Like,
weirdest ideas to bring into to football. To tell
you
you the
can't do
truth,
it. They can't.
you can't do it. You just can't do it. It's just it'd be a different story if you have segments where you can sub players in and out and by sub them back in and out, like as in sub a player in, then you can sub them out, then sub them back in type deal. That'd be one thing, but like to have a sin bin or have like obviously a penalty. I don't. Hey, I know I keep saying it for it. Keep it level. I don't know what's up, but you're good, dude. Just hang out as the General 87 for right now. No one put the General 87 in timeout. And I'll make sure that keep it level. I don't even know why, because I think keep it level is a mod. I think he's a mod himself, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah,
But comma as let's have a lot of comma today. We're just having fun today. That's all we're doing. How about this? Keep it level. Looks Nabby's reacting to someone putting you into timeout. How about that? He's like, "What's going on?" How about that?
He's being...
That's what it is. Keep it level.
You're
keep
It
good.
level
You're
when
good.
he finds
You're
out
good.
he's been timed out, man. Oh,
yeah. You're all good. Keep it level. You're all good. So yeah. So
what did you think of the City
Brian's
game, bro?
here. Usually Brian's in the house, and he's a good ward when it comes to taking care of stuff like that, with the timeouts and everything else. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, that was a nice little reminisce with Nabby. But we're all right. So we're coming in on a full 90. I said I was only going to do 60, but I'm gonna as always. It's always good talk, always good chat. Appreciate Jay Kismet showing up and chopping it up a little bit. The final analysis or the final summation is spot kick taker. And keep it level. I'll make sure that it'll be okay. It might be just because something with it. It doesn't say say that you're in timeout. I don't know what's going on, but you're good, General. The General 87. Just chill out with chill in the chat with this persona, and then you're not banned or anything like that, so don't worry about that. Like as in, I don't know how long the timeouts last or whatever. But yeah, you're more welcome to put in your comments this way. And also, hey, it helps. It makes it look like I have another viewer, So that helps. That definitely helps. So yeah, so basically what I was just saying, final synopsis, that's the word I'm looking for. Final synopsis. Who's your spot kick taker again? Who in this period are we going to put the spot kick taker again? You're going to have Gapco. You're going to have Gapco. Okay. We'll see if Klopp is going to be heard your I don't know if Klopp looks or listens to all of my podcasts. I'm on the premise of that he sometimes he does, considering that there's been times when we've gotten the lineups right, or he's heard our shouts about Endo or about certain players, and not losing the faith in them. But yeah, Cody's gonna be. I'd like to see if Klopp takes your recommendation. I'd like to see if Klopp takes my recommendation for this guy right here, to take him as well. Big game against Bournemouth. It seems like it's going to be. It's so crazy that today is the 11th, the 13th, and our next game is 8 days away from now.
Blessing in disguise.
What's that?
It's a blessing in disguise. I think with the injuries and the little knocks here and there, this week rest is gonna. It's like God sent it to the Jurgen. I said, hey, to give the players some rest. We won't really miss Klopp. I think if we had this weekend game, we really have missed Trent. More.
Yeah.
We missed
yeah.
It,
absolutely.
What I'm saying? So
absolutely.
So it's okay. And I think with City winning today,
Yeah.
It's just like a 2-2 draw there would have been real nice going into the Bournemouth game. You know, it would have gave us a bit more. You know, so.
Yeah, you're right. There's a noticeable difference without Trent being in our lineup. That I will, that's undeniable. I know that a lot of people were very high on Bradley's performance. I'm not saying that it was. I know a lot of people were definitely definitely bringing him his flowers and saying, it was great, it was this, it was that, and yada yada. But I was like, it was a good performance, and I guess you can rate it towards the fact that he is a youth academy player stepping up on a huge platform, on a huge stage, and you saw him kind of round into the game, for me at least. You saw him kind of round up into the game, because like I was doing the breakdown. I watched the game over, and I watched how I wanted to see how we messed up in that first goal, for instance. Again, I think it's one of just Virgil just coming back, not having the complete fitness, that we needed from him. I still think that Virgil had a good game going past that point. I know a lot of other people had him even higher ranked or higher rated for that game than I did. But I remember I was looking at trying to break down, why did Connor slip, for instance. I wanted to try to get an angle. I tried to see if I could see that happen. And you could see him kind of like he was tracking back. I actually have the stills for it as well, but I'm not going to bring up that part. I don't want to I'm not trying to throw salt in the wound or something. But he was tracking back, and he should have stayed with his man, but he tracked back, and then he kind of got caught in between, and then trying to kind of like get readjusted and go back to find his man. He ended up slipping, on the pitch. And I mean, it is sometimes difficult because when it comes to the maintenance of the grounds, they tend to put they tend to bring out the sprinklers and you keep the grounds a little bit wet, so maybe that's the reason why that could have factored into his slip as well, him just misfooting, him being a little bit off balance, and I think Dustin has it right. He kind of panicked a little bit, at that moment, especially when you see your talisman make a mistake and you see Ibu be a little confused as to where he should go with this, with everything. Because Ibu did break down on the player to try to give assistance to Virgil, but he just wasn't there in time. So it's just interesting. But
I think Connor, all in all, he did pretty well.
I thought what Dustin said too, though. I don't know if you saw his comment, but I thought this too. Don't make me pull up these stills. I don't want to bring. I actually took stills of that fall just to kind of get an idea as to why we let up that goal, because that goal could play very, very very important. Okay.
But, I think going into that second leg there should be okay. They're going to be attacking us straight away. As soon as the whistle blows, they want a goal. We've got to take advantage of that on the counter attack or whatever it is.
Yeah. It was interesting. I thought he did, though. I thought what Dustin says is spot on, where he said he thought he tried to it did look like he kind of fell, and he was kind of like, at that point he knew that he was about that, he was possibly the best option to stopping the goal. And it did look like by him falling that he did try to handball it. He did try to try to sneak in a handball. So and who knows? He possibly could have got away with it, to be honest with you.
Yep, no VAR.
There's no VAR. There's no VAR in it. So
I really enjoyed the game.
I'm thinking,
I really enjoyed the game with that VAR. It's so.
Did you really?
I did, because there was no ifs or buts. It's like this. I see when I watch American sports, for example, there's so much stop, start, stop, start. There's no real
Yeah,
flow, for example.
yeah. You know what? That's a part. You know what? I didn't mention that, but that is also one of the factors that they were that have to be included possibly in the spot kick or just in free kicks in general, but spot kicks especially, in the differences, because normally when you get a spot kick, it's probably for something that's being reviewed by VAR regardless, in one way or another. So, even if the referee has pointed to the spot, they'll still probably put it through VAR to double check and make sure that he's right, and they'll and why I'm bringing that up is because with VAR, it has put in a kind of like a break in the flow of going to the spot kicking it. All of a sudden you're standing around a lot more, and that and then you're allowing for those those demons in your head to kind of like rear their ugly heads to kind of like give you any doubt of making the kick or whatever.
That's why Trent always takes the ball and does the security job.
What's that?
That's why Trent always takes the ball and does the security job, when there's a penalty.
Yeah.
He knows they're going to be playing mind games with Salah, so he's thinking, you know what? I'll take care of this situation.
You know who else has done that too? Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Darwin grab the ball. At one time I saw, and this is when Mo was about to take a penalty kick, Darwin grabbed the ball. And initially I thought, is Darwin about to take a penalty kick before, he's taking it over? Yeah. Is he about to take the penalty kick over from Mo? Because Mo was on the pitch at that time, but he was just holding the ball so that that's like normally just the duties that you take is like you hold the ball, away from defenders and you hold it away. You obviously protect, as you said, the spot kick. But it was very, very interesting when I saw Darwin grab the ball there and I was like, is he about to take the kick? This should be interesting. And then eventually he handed it over to Mo to take. So it is fun. It is fun to say. But we're at the 90. I'm only gonna do a 90 today because I'm gonna look to do a show tomorrow. You know what? I kind of want to do a show. So I did an AFCON show for the Mount Rushmore, and people, we are going to be. I know I'm going to be having Chris, Beijing Angel, to be a part of a new episode I'm going to do, which is basically a Mount Rushmore for
South America.
I know, right? I know. John, stop timing out. Stop timing out. Now was it the General 87? Stop timing out. Please. I'm just trying to get through this nicely.
John, he needs to go on VAR, John.
Yeah, I know.
There's no messing about with him.
Right. I'll work. I'll keep it level. I'll be sure to work everything out for the next episode and going forward for you. Keep it level. Don't worry. I got your back. And John's got your back too, I'm sure. It's just maybe a misunderstanding between the two of you. But what I was saying is that I had an episode where I did basically the Mount Rushmore of AFCON, being that Mo was going on to AFCON. What's very interesting is I read an article, and the article had Mo Salah as being the third, ranked the third all-time greatest African player of all time. It's very interesting. Mm-hmm. So there's a concerted shout that maybe he should be on that Mount Rushmore rather than Salah, who we ended up putting on the Mount Rushmore ahead of Salah. But we are going to be bringing up, I was saying about with Chris, is that Beijing Angel is going to be doing an episode with me where we're going to do the Mount Rushmore for South America. And that's going to be very interesting, to say the least, because there's some countries that have the list of players that they have alone for Brazil, for instance. You can make a Mount Rushmore from just Brazil, much less the entire continent of South America. So it's going to be a fun episode. And I'm also going to be bringing on actually a former player on there too as well. I have one of my former players that I represented as an agent. I'm going to be bringing. He's from Colombia. and I'm going to be bringing him a part of that episode. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Most likely, I'm going to try to get that episode in this 8-day hiatus that we have, but before Bournemouth, and obviously I'll do a Bournemouth pre-show, and I'll do all the extra stuff, and I might even have we're trying to figure it out, but I might even have an episode where I'll bring you guys along with me to my boozer, to my supporter boozer, and you guys will be able to see the confines of the support base that we have here in my hometown, or my new hometown, I should say. So it should be some cool stuff to look forward to. Some definite cool stuff to look forward to. So carrots number one. Carrots number one. Let's keep it cool. Let's keep it cool. The murder mystery at the chat. I know it is a murder mystery.
Jessica.
I know. Let's all this like what's the song? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? That one, right? I don't know if you're. I might be dating myself by saying that. But yeah, let's just all be friends. Let's just all be true Reds, and let's keep it that way. And let's enjoy the fact that yes, we do have a little bit of a break. We get to see these other teams, these other clubs in the Prem. It doesn't mean, even though we have a winter break, which is interesting, even though we have a winter break, we still have games that are going to be going on. Give peace a chance. There you go. Shout out to John Lennon, right? So like, I was just gonna say, it's going to be, we'll have the opportunity to still see some of these other teams kind of, basically, get a couple of games in. We obviously saw Luton Burnley play, right? And did Burnley win that game, or did Luton win that game?
It was a draw, 1-1.
Oh, it's good. Good for Luton then. Because I don't want to see Luton go down. Actually, I'm rooting for Luton to go to stay up. Actually,
what about Leicester? They lost today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, top of the day, Coventry.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Like yeah. Leicesters. I'm just talking Prem. That's all I'm talking about right now.
Right, do you know much about the first division and stuff?
I do know primarily because I follow like a couple clubs, a couple teams in the championship or the lower tiers as well, championship 1 or championship 2. I don't really follow it as religiously as I do the Premier League. And that's also because I try to dabble in other leagues like the Portuguese league. I actually watch a little bit nowadays, which is kind of weird, but I do watch the Portuguese league a little bit more so than not. I watch it more than I watch the Bundesliga, actually, for instance. But I watch the Bundesliga a little bit nowadays. I even watch La Liga every once in a while too. And I don't just watch just the big name teams. I kind of watch like all the teams of players that I like, or have my eye on. For instance, I'll follow those teams a little bit. So anyway, what's that?
I was going to say to carrot number one that maybe you're misunderstanding, but it might have timed him out for some reason or something.
Yeah, it's just a misunderstanding. I know. I see it. It's getting venomous in there. Let's just bring it down. Look, Carrot's number one fan. Look, I'm just gonna say like this: there have been people that have definitely. I've never been timed out from a chat, but I mean, like, I know there have been people that have gone after me in the chat, much less sometimes gone after me while I'm on, like, let's say I'm on a panel, or let's say I'm on, like, where I'm just talking, chopping it up. So yeah, it's like one of those things. Oh wait, you know what? I'll let Bayesian Angel say a quick shout. What's up, Bayesian?
Everybody, man.
What's good? What's good, bro? We're about to end we're about to end the stream here, but Bayesian Angel, you always get love from me. So when it comes to you showing up and giving your take, so I wanted to make sure that you got to say hello and represent Bayesian Reds TV and Bayesian Angel himself. How you doing, brother?
I just heard some negativity, so I came on. It was like a signal.
I know.
I heard the negativity and stuff. I'm like, oh snap! Violence in the chat. Got to come in.
Yeah. It's like a mosquito delight. The mosquito delight. It's just like it draws you in. A moth delight.
Yeah, exactly. So I just came in to see if everyone's okay and stuff. That's all, man.
Yeah. We're getting through it. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta like do your Taylor Swift and shake it off. Right?
Yeah, I feel that. Oh,
and it's all good.
You're a Swiftie, man. Don't tell me you're a Swiftie now, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, not Swiftie. Oh,
hey,
what music do you guys like?
If Taylor is done with Kelsey and wants to holler, get at me. Get at me. You know, I do the same with. She might have to take a backseat to Dua Lipa, but I mean, it's all good.
Now I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but they've been Liverpool fans been roasting Dua Lipa because she went to a Chelsea game apparently, and they're like, "Oh, if we see you support Dua Lipa, like you're not a Red or whatever." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I was getting deep.
Yeah. I know that like I know that Dua Lipa is originally she grew up as a Gooner.
I'm not sure, man. I don't know.
I think she mentioned it too before, which is like I think she mentioned it in like some interview or something like that her dad or her parents or her family are like are Arsenal supporters.
Okay.
She's from London, yeah.
Yeah, she's from London, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
So it's only natural though, right? So
right. Yeah. But don't get it twisted. I'll take it upon myself to date Dua Lipa and turn her into a Red supporter for everyone out there. Okay. I'll take that as my burden.
Okay. Now get the Britney Spears.
There you go. Britney Spears would be. Oh man, that would be a very interesting relationship to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Craig is a Red. We got James Bond as a Red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is, right? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a Red. There's more. There's. I mean, hey, LeBron James is a Red. Look at that way.
He makes money from us.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't see his partnership. I don't understand his partnership with the club. You know, I'm thinking, what does he bring? Like,
who?
No. Oh, I think he brings a lot. I think
who are you talking about? LeBron?
Yeah.
That poser and stuff with the messed up hairline? Yeah, man. I don't know.
Oh, wow. We're going there.
Now the truth's coming out.
I know.
The flop? Oh, my God.
That's because Bayesian Angel's a Warriors fan. I don't think he likes that. I don't think he likes the Lakers and those guys.
No, I don't like the Lakers at all. But damn, 12 man, you remember this stuff?
Yeah, of course I remember.
I'm a Warriors fan, yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? Leo DiCaprio is a Red fan, too. Michael Fassbender is a Reds fan.
Leo's oh man, Leo's nice and stuff, but I don't know. Man.
Leo's definitely nice.
Leo's perfect personal lifestyle. I'm not liking it. You know, he's only into.
Oh, you don't like his lifestyle?
Yeah, he leave the young women for the young men, man.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I do not have the ability to take off timeouts or put people on timeout. Really, other than
what's going on?
I'm on StreamYard. I'm not on actually the YouTube studio channel. So,
but what's going on? Like, why is he upset? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is. Look, when my next episode, I will take care of this whatever is going on in the chat here. You know, we're talking about some fun stuff here. You know, I'm going well into extra time, having fun. You know. Let's just be stress free. It's Saturday, like Tribe Called Quest, and
he turned down my Keep It Level account for no reason. Wait, Keep It Level?
Yeah, no, Keep It Level's cool. I have no problem with Keep It Level.
No, but he just look at the last comment. It's just that he
Oh, I
timed out.
see the comments coming in. That's why I'm just saying.
Like,
I'll
what the
take
hell's
care
going
of it.
on?
I can't take
So-
care of it right this very moment, but I will take care of it. I will
Wait, so-
take care of it.
so-
I promise I will take care of it.
So carrot number one fan. That's keep it level.
Keep it level. Yes, he has a couple of different accounts. He had like I think it was like General something. The General 87, and then he has a Carrot's number one fan. Keep It Level is also his primary account. Which has a Liverpool symbol. No, it's all right. It's all right.
Carrot,
It's all right.
you keep it level. You know what it is, man. You can't be toxic and stuff. You can't be negative, man. You were saying you're gonna sell a couple of Liverpool players. He probably got offended and stuff. You know what I mean?
No, Keep It Level is a he's a Liverpool fan. He's a Liverpool
They're
supporter.
both cool guys, John and Keep It Level.
John's a cool guy. Keep It Level's a cool guy.
Yeah,
That's
man,
how I
cool
see it. There's no beef
Yeah.
between me and them, you know. So
We're not Arsenal, you know.
yes,
Wait,
I liked it.
Wait,
I liked it.
a tribe
The
called
Tribe Called Quest.
What do you know
Yes.
about that, man? What do you know about that Tribe Called Quest, man?
Well, hey, mate, that's what I
Camp
just
Low,
made
man.
the reference. He said it's Saturday. There's a song by Tribe Called Quest called Saturday.
I'm from New York, so I'm a
Saturday.
I like Camp Blue. What about Camp Blue, Chris?
Oh, come on, JK.
Camp
Stop.
Blue.
Stop. Camp Low.
I love Camp Blue.
Stop.
I'm not from New
Stop.
York.
Don't
so-
hurt him, JK. Don't hurt him.
y'all probably know about, but I'm a big Wu-Tang fan. Big
okay.
Wu-Tang.
Oh, absolutely.
Wu-Tang all day. So
Absolutely. I will
Mobb Deep.
admit that I definitely
Yeah,
side towards East Coast more so than West Coast rap.
yeah, like
But
30
it's all good.
36 Chambers. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is
No,
that?
you
Yeah,
guys- If you haven't heard Boot Camp, yeah, Boot Camp Click is my jam. They,
Yo, man,
yeah.
I know
You
you're
know?
Hey man, we gotta come
There's
on
a lot. Oh yeah, there's eventually. I definitely need to catch up with Rods. But we've been talking about doing a hip hop set, type thing or something off subject from football, just to talk about music or something like that. Because like that's
Hip-hop.
another
Yo,
one of my
Jake
main.
Kisman, you into music, right, Jake Kisman?
yeah, I produce hip hop and stuff.
Word.
Yeah, I love hip hop,
Let
drum
me
and bass,
find
hip
out,
hop.
man.
Say again, bro.
Let me find out you be doing you're a producer and stuff, man.
Yeah, man. It's like hip hop. I've seen everyone. Mobb Deep, Cypress Hill.
Oh wow,
Fire.
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep, bro. Wow. When I
Mobb
seen
Deep is
them,
my jam, dog.
Oh,
Mobb
I
Deep
love
is
Mobb.
definitely that's taking
You
it
know
there.
about I'm pretty sure you know about Doom, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, MF Doom. MF Doom is
Doom.
well, or was an incredible artist.
Yeah, rest in peace, the Doom and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I've never heard of. What's his name, bro? Doom.
you never.
Well,
Oh,
I thought it's MF Doom. Is MF Doom? Is he
Yeah,
English?
he might. Let me look it up real quick for Jake Kisman. MF Doom.
Yeah.
I thought MF Doom might be English. I thought
Let me see.
MF Doom is cool.
Oh no! Actually, he's a British American rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought he was English. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, MF Doom. Look up Jake Kisman. Look up MF Doom.
Yeah.
Doom. Okay, I'll check that out, bro.
Fire. Nah, fire.
Yeah, he's fire.
He's from
for sure.
United
He's
Kingdom.
like kind of like if you like Cool Keith. I don't know if you know who Cool Keith is.
Yeah,
but,
cool, of course.
he's kind of like, or maybe even like an LP, something like that. Like he's that kind of. For me, that's what kind of like.
Yeah,
He's different. He's a different style of rapper. In
Who
that,
else do I listen to? Big L. Big L.
oh, Big L, rest in peace.
Yeah, Big L.
Yes.
Big L.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Flamboyant. for
Gangsta.
life.
Huh?
Oh, Gangsta. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
man.
Gangstar was like possibly one of the coolest groups. Like, DJ Premier is amazing.
He's amazing. Yep.
I
Who
never,
else have
I
you
didn't
guys
get to
seen?
meet, I didn't get to meet Guru, but I've met DJ Premier.
Ooh, fire.
But I mean,
Okay.
like the things that DJ Premier and even Guru especially did.
Mhm.
If you guys are out there listening to this, like if you ever get the opportunity, they did this thing called Jazzmatazz, and it was new for that era.
Yeah.
90s hip hop is just so like
Nah, but
incredibly packed with like amazing time for hip hop. But like there's a thing called Jazzmatazz, and Jazzmatazz was like this whole like project that Guru did where he brought different rappers, like he brought French rappers, English rappers, obviously American rappers, and they like instilled it with jazz behind there. It was really, really, really dope. Really, really dope. And this is like I want to say it was like either during or right before like Diggle Planets or like US3, that kind of thing. It was a little bit before that. Yeah, Jazzmatazz is one of the greatest albums of all time.
You into like the club scene, right? 12 man.
Yeah.
So you into all that stuff? Yeah.
I do more, a little bit more with concerts nowadays, a lot more so.
Okay.
But but there's this, like Native Tongue, like that click I saw Red for Life just dropped De La Soul. Yeah, that's a whole different story. Like that's in Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Black Sheep, Chi Ali, like
yeah.
I know I might be like dating myself by dropping the 90s references here.
Yeah.
It might be flying over some people's heads, to say the least. But if you guys get a chance, that era of hip hop, I definitely know that I'm more biased towards that era, but that era was so good. Jurassic 5, that was like more like 2000s. That was like kind of like 2000s era.
Yeah.
But Jurassic 5 was a fun time. Charlie Tuna,
No, but you know what?
That's
no, but I feel like too, like the music like in the 2000s wasn't that good though, in my opinion. Like the 2000s, like I stopped listening to music like in the 2000s, and I got into more like dancehall and stuff. Cause like the music that was coming out like the late 2000s, like early 2010s, the music wasn't that good for me in my opinion. Like I went and switched the genre. I went to whole like dancehall.
Is it because it was like was it because it was more like the because there was that gangster rap era that came in, and don't get it twisted. I listened to NWA, I listened to Ice-T.
Yeah, me too and stuff. Yeah. I can get rap if I want to and stuff.
I had the same sort of phase as well, Chris, where I didn't listen to music for a while because I realized music just sold out, production-wise, video-wise.
Exactly.
It was just more like I don't know, man. It was just wild, and I think the when you look at the Michael Jackson era of music and stuff, production wise, quality wise, you heard that song, all you did straight away, you want to dance.
Yeah,
I think it's different.
Absolutely easily so. Yeah, there's like there's a back in Philly, there's a studio that Michael Jackson actually, I think it was Off the Wall. That I think he produced that album. Don't quote me because I'm pretty sure I was at that studio that he made that album at. I wasn't there when he made it, obviously, but I'm not going that far. But like it's kind of cool because they have on one of the walls in the studio, everyone signs the artists that come in that utilize that studio. They signed the wall. Michael Jackson's name was on the wall. And it was just kind of cool to like be at a place where, Michael Jackson was like, creating here. That was pretty amazing. But like, but yeah, man, Michael Jackson, that whole era, Michael Jackson. I remember I saw a piece actually on Michael Jackson and Prince's relationship, for instance, which was like a very, very
rivalry, right? Like a rivalry.
Yeah, they had like a love-hate style rivalry between the two of them. And it was a shame because like they're two great artists, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He didn't like it all started. I'll tell you real quick. There was a time when so James Brown was on stage and he saw Michael Jackson in the audience. So he called Michael Jackson up onto stage. And Michael came on and like, and he kind of like, I'm not sure if he sang or what he did. He did something. They are trying to get him to like say hello to the crowd and kind of perform and do something. And Michael Jackson whispered into James Brown's ear, "Hey, Prince my friend Prince is out in the audience too. And like James Brown, it's like, oh yeah, you know, he's like, yeah, the Prince. He called him the Prince or something like that. This is before Prince was Prince.
Oh,
and
wow.
Prince came up onto stage, and like, and then he was like, you know, he's like, they're like, oh, you know, do something, because Michael had sang like a part of the song, and they wanted him to, like, you know, give something musically to the crowd. So Prince took a guitar and just like started lighting it up, you know, it was just going to town. And then Prince ended up, like, you know, after he was done, Prince walked to the side, and there was like a light fixture that was kind of like a street light style fixture, you know, to represent like an actual street light. And he thought it was cemented, or he thought it was a part of the fixture, and he like grabbed onto the light, and it fell over, and he fell kind of over into the crowd a little bit. And he was like, and that was like a big moment for him, in that he thought that Michael set him up.
Oh, damn.
And that was like, it was a very interesting piece of he was really, really butthurt about that. He was like, he was a little embarrassed, and he thought that Michael set him up, like, as in, you know, but.
Now, you know, it's funny too. Like, I go back and look at videos of Michael, right? I want his type of riz, man, because he had females crying, fainting on him and stuff.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that type of Michael riz, man.
Crazy.
Michael,
man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've seen people just fainting, just like of
fainting.
all races, black, white, brown, no one cared. And you will not get that stardom, in my opinion, ever again. A star where that type of energy is with the fans, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. There's not gonna, that era is different. That era. I mean, like, look, I mean, you guys, or at least I know yourself, you know, having relations to Liverpool, you know, in that, you know, that being a place that you call home. Liverpool, I mean, the era of the Beatles, you know, like that whole, like,
no, but they
people
were
swooning over the Beatles. I mean, they would get off an airplane. There would be people at the, you know, waiting for them to get off the airplane, you know, crying and screaming. That whole, like, that era is like a unique era in itself. And then, like, but it continued, that era certainly continued on. I think that it started to continue on into the 70s, if not into a little bit into the 80s. But like that era where you see like people just like swooning over Prince, or swooning over Michael Jackson, or swooning over like the Rolling Stones or the Beatles, you know, those are unique eras for music.
But sure. Do you think it has to do a lot with social media now? I think social media governs so much of our life now that, like, I think it takes away like some type of connection with, like, I don't know, a fan base or a singer or a team. I think social media kind of like takes a bit of like the soul of something in a way.
It's the same as football, Chris. Like when you look at football, for example, the days of Messi, Maradona, Ronaldinho, they're sort of going, you know, because football's been systemized and the music's gone. I always said this, man. There's three things that humans love: it's music, football, and movies. The rich guys have taken them three I wouldn't say businesses, I would say them genres, and made so much money out of it that they've got bored and think, how can we fuck this up? You know?
Yeah, no, look, I'm not going to get too political. I'm not going to get like too crazy with it, but you're absolutely right about that. Look, music has taken a different presence in our lives today, especially the way that we get our music. Look, there's a difference in this way, and this is just my personal opinion. Like with music, I think Napster, LimeWire, those things have had a real effect on how we appreciate music, because it used to be you would have to come out of your pocket to
12th
buy albums. You know, you have to.
Man, you're giving away your age, 12th man. You said LimeWire, man. You're giving away your
Yeah,
age.
I know. Stop. I'm just a historian, man. I'm just a historian. I just like history. Okay?
That brought me back. LimeWire, Morpheus. Oh my
Morpheus,
God.
yeah.
Morpheus. Wow, I remember Morpheus. That now you're telling your age more so than me.
Frostwire. No, I don't think I'm not old at all. Like
I know, I'm just playing. I'm playing with you.
No, but yeah.
No, but real quick, like I thought like you know, you having to pay for your music made a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as in like if you had to go to, you remember, I don't know if Tower Records ever in England?
Tower Records? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think in London, bro. Yeah.
You're in London, right? Okay, I want to make sure because Tower Records was like, I think, a global brand. Tower Records was one of the biggest record, you know, like record shops you could go to, or you know, or actual places, music stores you could go to, you know, and like you know, you have to go and buy your CDs there, or you have to go and buy, but like even CDs, much less records. I said records, you know, but CDs are now becoming are now a somewhat thing of the past. You know, you don't really go out and buy CDs. People get everything digital. So like, I just think personally, my personal 2 cents worth on this topic is that it makes a difference when you can buy, when you have to actually come out of your pocket. Like when you're young and you have to take your allowance, or you have to work a job after school to make some money or something. And that's the way you get to buy, you know, your Camp Low album, or your Mobb Deep album that you mentioned earlier. You know, it makes a difference than just like turning your computer on and being like, yeah, I'll just download this song, I'll download that song, I'll download.
And the vinyls look good. The vinyls, like the packaging, the artwork. Like I've got all Dr. Dre's instrumentals and Mobb Deep and stuff, and the artwork on the vinyl of the cover, you know, is amazing. Now it's just digital, you know.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
It's like you're buying a product. You're buying a product, you know. It wasn't just a digital link on your phone where you can just listen to it. It was like a product. You could hang it in your room or whatever it was, you know. Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a real difference, and then, like, if you bring that to me, that's what makes it different. It also, like, look, the way that we're coming to appreciate movies, as you referenced movies too, you know, the way we're coming to appreciate movies is different. The way we appreciate sports is different. In that movies, for me, it's like there's a lot more, especially when COVID hit, you know, there was a lot more of movies going straight to stream, whereas you're not going to watch it in a movie theater, you know. You're now like the ease of, oh, is a blockbuster movie out? Okay, cool. I want to go watch, I don't know, Wonder Woman or whatever it is, you know. You can just turn on HBO now and watch Wonder Woman, as opposed to have to go to the movies, the movie theater, spend, which is a lot. It ends up being a lot of money, you know, to go to a movie theater. It ends up being, especially if you're going with a date or something, you know, or a family, it ends up being a lot of money that you're spending for tickets and everything else, as opposed to you could just turn on and stream it to whatever television you want in your house. Makes a difference, you know. That's, again, it's, I think with, like you said, social media, the emergence of internet and everything else has had a major impact in how we incorporate the loves of our lives, which is normally sports, movies, and music, you know, and sports too as well. Nowadays, growing up, you only had, in America, like, you really had only a few choices to watch games for, you know. Manchester United was always on television, or not always, but was one of the few choices you had. Liverpool was obviously a solid second. Arsenal was up there too, and then you had like Chelsea, and you had like other clubs filter down from there. But like, but yeah, like for me, it was like, now you turn on, I can watch, like I said, I watched the Portuguese league. You know, I could never have said that in 1998. You know what I mean? That's just not possible.
But
You
you
know?
know, like with the cinema world back in the days, what it was, because of the capacity of the venue, you would only get, I don't know, 200 in there, for example. And what it was with what you were saying with the coronavirus, after the coronavirus, you could stream any film. So the customer base just grew overnight to not millions to billions. So Netflix,
Yeah.
Primes, and all these, their customer base just grew. So it was more of a business move, that one there, with the like cinemas wouldn't be able to handle the velocity of of humans to get that numbers they're going to get with Netflix, for example. Now, you know,
Oh
so it
yeah,
was a bit.
Netflix.
It's definitely a business move.
It
Crazy.
definitely is. Definitely is. But you realize though, there was an era of Netflix where Netflix had like your Netflix was you ordering DVDs to be sent to your house.
Oh.
That was like they were just basically a online version of Blockbuster Video.
That was the beginning of Netflix, right? They used to like there was a package where you can get DVDs from Netflix.
Yeah, you'd make your choices. You'd make your choices for your movies, and they would mail you a DVD. You'd watch the DVD, and then when you're done with it, you return it to them, and you would have like it was like pretty crazy. I mean, you actually got the physical DVD sent to your house.
Yeah.
And then like there's like Redbox, I think it's called now, or something like that, where you can like, or it used to be, where you could like you can watch the movie, you can take it from there and then return it. I mean, there is some pretty there is definitely some interesting cases where how like a lot of things have developed for us with the ease of the internet and everything else. Because Marion's saying here her first record she ever bought was Johnny Reggae. Wow. As now everything you can think of is on YouTube. I mean, like I even go one step further. Like we're talking about music. Music was crazy. Music is crazy enough that we all know there's a channel called MTV, which stands for Music Television, right? And there used to be an era of MTV when this is gonna blow your mind, but they played music videos on MTV, where it was just like it was. If you wanted to watch a music video, it was like their version of the radio, I guess, in a sense. But I mean, it was like there's a song, but TV killed the radio star. What's that song?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's one of those things. Like it's pretty crazy. Music videos used to be you would vote for like your favorite music. You vote your favorite music video, to be in the top 10 or whatever, just to see where it was, and you would watch the music videos. You see where and what it is. But now you turn on MTV. MTV is like from dawn to dusk. It is reality shows, or it's like it's like you know what I mean. Like there's really no music getting involved on MTV, and that's why they have MTV2 and they have they had to make other MTVs to put music on.
Yeah.
That's just crazy, absolutely crazy.
There's two songs I want to tell you guys. There's one from Nas called Foul Breeze. Have you heard that?
What's that?
There's two songs I want you guys to listen to. One's by Nas, is called Foul Breeze.
Okay.
And the other one is SWV, Right Here.
Oh, come on now. Come on, dude.
That's my favorite song of all time.
You gotta listen to SWV. You gotta have your lady or missus with you.
Yeah, but I like the Human Nature.
SWV is I don't have any children. I know Bajan does, but that's baby making music. So
oh hell yeah.
I'm telling. But check Foul Breeze out by Nas. That's proper hip hop. Like yo.
Yeah. Yeah, this was the song. Nigel got it. The Buggles video killed the radio star. Yeah, that was like a big music video too at the time, So it's just interesting. I know we're probably like dating. We're probably like isolating ourselves from some of the some of the younger people in the that watch this on replay or watch this in the chat. I've gone well into extra time. You guys are in the boot room with us apparently. You know, at Anfield, you're at the boot room with us, just kicking it. Because like music and movies can just always take me there. I love talking about music and movies. Definitely so. And it's kind of crazy. There's like all these different agendas that are now with music and movies and like what you can say, what we can do, you know. It's simple as that, but it's interesting. Very interesting.
If you had a choice, you could make the best song ever or the best film. Which one would you choose, you guys?
Ooh.
Say one more time.
If you could choose to make the best film ever or the best music song ever, which one would you choose?
Ooh,
That's tough, actually.
that's really tough.
There's something about music that like
Chat to the chat. Tell me what you guys think too. Tell me what from JK's. That was a really good question by JK.
Yeah, there's something about music that fills your soul in a way, you know.
I just might do that. I might do a steak and ale pie with a pint of Guinness, definitely.
But I'm a big movie person, so
yeah.
So you know,
you need to talk to Frank. You know, Frank Carlisle. He does like movie shows and stuff. He talks because he's got a vast knowledge of movies and stuff. You know.
Really, Frank Carlisle. Who's that?
He's a guy from Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's a doctor, and he does history shows about Liverpool. He's like from Liverpool and stuff, and he's been all over like British TV doing documentaries, going to do lectures at universities and stuff, and he does like film shows and stuff where he'll talk about films throughout history.
He's big on history. He's very. I mean, I remember you guys were talking about. I think he was talking about Napoleon or something like that. You know? So, yeah. Especially since they just made a movie about Napoleon. I think he was referencing something on those lines.
And Lee as well, the guy he comes on the show with him as well, Flowers. He's got a good film knowledge as well. So, yeah, man, both of you guys should. I told Frank you guys hop on his show one time.
Yeah. I definitely, I'm definitely trying to like catch up or link up with him for sure. I know like when it comes to history, I just love history. So that's primarily like I've always said it like this, you know, because sometimes people say, oh, well, that song wasn't made. I wasn't born when that song was da-da-da. I'm like, look, there's songs that I like that I was not born. You know what I mean? I wasn't born when they were like highlighting or having the ride of their lives of like importance or relevance, you know. I mean, I wasn't alive when the Beatles were making their songs in the 60s or something like that, you know. So it's not, but the Beatles have some great songs, you know, like Pink Floyd, great songs, Beatles, great songs, Led Zeppelin, great songs. I know I'm going to a lot of classic rock. I saw Barry White shout, you know. How about Parliament? You know, Parliament, another great band. Parliament's just, you know, whether with Bootsy or without Bootsy, same, you know, great bands.
I listen to that type of stuff too. Alternative rock, metal, and stuff like. I listen to all. I don't discriminate. I listen to all genre and stuff, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh wait, you know, Daz Reynolds got a question for you guys. Let me pull this up right here. Who do you think's going to win tomorrow's game against United and Spurs?
I say Spurs.
Spurs? Is that as I said, geriatric Trafford? So
I'm going for a surprise United win.
Okay. There's a lot riding. I mean, I want to. You know what I would like to see? To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing a draw. But I want to see. I don't want to see the fact that United held back Onana from going to Cameroon shows how much in the mud they are, man.
I don't think they forced him to. I think he just wanted to stay as well. Like I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I know if I was a Cameroonian and I found out that our starting goalkeeper basically chose club over country in the sense of that, I'd be like, that's pretty messed up. You can say what you want. Look, I definitely love Liverpool. I want to see our players. Okay, I got you. I got you. Jazz says Jamie's about to go. I'm not going to start anyone from joining Jamie's broadcast. And I also know that Jamie has hopefully Jamie's daughter is doing well, by the way. So be sure to put your thoughts and prayers for Jamie's daughter, who's going through another stint at the hospital. But what I was going to say is that, like, yeah, I just don't. I want to see our players come back. Like, I want to see Endo. I like, it's the same thing that we're dealing with. Like, are you guys rooting for Egypt, for instance? Are you rooting for Japan to do well? Kinda not.
I'm American, man. I'm patriotic. America. That's the only thing I support, man.
KJSJ is saying that KJSJ is backing what you said. Actually, Bayesian Angel, he's saying he wanted to stay. He said, for Onana. What's his name?
Yeah, he wanted to stay, man. Like, look, at the end of the day, right? The way I think about it is this, man. He's a grown-ass man. And at the end of the day, if country's calling for you, the club is obliged, has to let him go.
Yeah.
Like, that's the rules. So
are you rooting if the country says we want you to come back, the country has, I think,
all the power.
All the power.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but I think that's I think that might be because of FIFA.
Yeah, that's a FIFA rule. 12 man. That's a FIFA rule. Yeah.
Onana isn't no Alisson. You know what I mean? Onana, for me, he hasn't done nothing. I'll give him a 5 out of 10 for what he's done in his United career, if that. So I don't know. I can imagine him making a blunder tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, he stayed and that happens. So, yo.
That's what I'm hoping. And then we can go on to Manchester United fans channel and banter club him.
Yeah.
Bro, have you guys seen in the last weeks the wrath from the opposition fans from United, Arsenal, City, Chelsea? It's like they're all against Liverpool. It's like, whoa. It's like a film.
It's a good thing. You know what? More so than not, I've been definitely I've been warming to the stalkers, the haters, because I always see it as if people don't hate on you unless you're doing something that they want to do themselves. Unless if you got this, they don't hate on you. No one hates on like the last place team, really. Who cares about them? They're already in the mud. You might make fun of them, but other than that, who cares about where and what moves Burnley or these teams that are like, not doing well for themselves? Who cares what they do? Not many people are, but the teams that are at the top, like your cities, like your Arsenals, like obviously your Liverpools, even Chelsea, well, Chelsea not so much as of late, but they're the teams that you tend to see the more the hatred come from, because they're used to having the spotlight on them. You ever take, like when the spotlight's on you, everything's all well and good. It feels warm and cool to be there. But you you move that spotlight over to someone else, and now you're out in the cold. It's not fun.
Bro, that's just like women, like pop stars who reach the top and all of a sudden they're not in the limelight. Then the Botox operations come, and this, that, and the other, just to get the limelight back again, and that's why teams are paying $500 million now. They're spending $500 million. It's like, that type of way of life is like to reach the top, to get the limelight. And I like the way Klopp does it. He don't really want the limelight, Klopp. He just wants to win. Where Pep, he wants that limelight. Pep, that's his drug, He's like, I've got to be number one. Did you see what he was doing at the end of the game today against Newcastle?
No.
He's doing what Klopp does. When Klopp, we've made a comeback. Klopp gets to the crowd, starts doing, come on.
Oh, wait, he was doing fist pumps?
He was nearly doing them. Man.
Next thing you know, they'll be playing You'll Never Walk Alone on their practice grounds, like Arsenal does.
No, but like for me, like when it comes to like the negativity people have, like I don't know, man. I embrace that stuff. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, I like it in a way.
I like that negativity. People come with negativity and stuff. Like, I just have a very tough skin. Like, you know. So.
Yeah, in that way, yeah. But for me, when a person is being beyond cheeky, you know, like a bit of give and take, you know, but when there's beyond where they're not stating facts, then it's a different ball game. When they start talking real nonsense and they've made it up, then it's a different ball game.
Wow, it is different ball games. Different ball game is you guys have definitely allowed for me to go way over the time that I was planning on staying online here.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, I don't mind it as long as it's good discussion, as long as it's fun, you know, it's fun to exchange, like, you know, reminisce. I absolutely love the music references, by the way. You know, I didn't answer I guess I didn't answer your question, JK. I would, I think I would, I want to say that I would want to make a movie. I've always wanted to, like, you know, if I was going to do one of the two, I think I would probably lean towards making a movie. But I can say this: if you make a song, your song most likely has the possibility of being in a movie. You know what I mean? So you have a possibility of being in a great movie in any era. But if you make a movie, it's just that it's a movie for that time and space in our lives. And albeit like you might, you know, you might like Citizen Kane, you know, like I wasn't born when that movie was made, you know, but it's a great movie if you're, you know, if you're one of those like movie guys or movie girls out there. So you might watch that movie, you know. I don't know. I watched it. I grew up. I know this will be controversial. I don't know if this. I'll say it. Who cares? But I used to like Benny Hill, for instance. You know.
Jesus Christ.
So, and I'm only saying that because I saw a recent piece on Benny Hill that was very interesting, because Benny Hill apparently the person that was his idol, or the person that he looked up to, was Charlie Chaplin. And Charlie Chaplin used to have videos. He had, like, you know, cassette VHS tapes of the Benny Hill show in his study. Like, that's what it was told to him because he got an award. He got the Charlie Chaplin Award, and the members of the Charlie Chaplin family told Benny Hill that, hey, Charlie Chaplin was like one of your biggest fans. And that was like a big thing, you know. I don't know. It's just something funny. I thought I know Benny Hill isn't a movie, you know, or anything like that, but it was just, I don't know. I thought it was funny. That song also was like the song, the music that is used in Benny Hill was actually the highest grossing. It was like the highest grossing or the highest Billboard charted song. It won like multiple awards at the time, but it was like one of the highest grossing songs by a television show of all time. Something like that. Some crazy stat. That you know that song. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm surprised you guys know Benny Hill ever in the
Oh, Benny Hill was my jam, dude. I love Benny Hill. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
But Dad, that's a different era. I mean, that was like,
what were you trying to say, Jay Kisman? Like, we don't live under a rock over here, man.
I know. He's like, JK's like, you got TVs over there?
You know what Wi-Fi is?
Yeah, you know what Wi-Fi is?
I'm just surprised. Like,
no, we still have dial-up over here, man.
Yeah.
Second, bro.
No, I mean, like, you know, I like those episodes. There's a lot of, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I watched that, again, wasn't my era, wasn't something I grew up with or whatever. But you gotta, I mean, it's a different era though too. So I mean, like the Benny Hill era is also like the, you know, certain aspects of Benny Hill would not translate to today's television in any way of the matter. It's kind of like the Pepe Le Pew style. You don't see Pepe Le Pew is not getting a series anytime soon.
Oh,
you know,
definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite is from New York. The series is How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good. That's a good. That's a good. One.
Classic.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Barney.
good,
Faulty
Come on.
Towers. Yes. Faulty Towers. Good show. Good show.
Yeah.
I used to watch that. I've watched that too. John Cleese, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Right? Am I right? Nigel, tell me if I'm right. Right? Faulty Towers
Yeah.
was like basically like I think John Cleese was a he was like he owned his own like bed and breakfast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else. Yeah. Oh, Lucky. We're gonna be losing Lucky pretty soon. I know we're going way over. But the talk is fun. I mean, whenever you start getting into the chat, we went from spot kicks. Whoever tunes in on this episode is gonna be like,
We should do a.
talking about spot kicks to Benny Hill.
He should take our penalties. Benny Hill.
Yeah, Benny Hill should have taken our penalties.
He's our spot taker.
Rest in peace, Benny Hill. But yes, Benny Hill should have definitely taken our penalties. He would have been. We could have put him on the wing. You never see him like. It was really funny. Yeah. There was actually, speaking of funny, Benny Hill was a huge fan of Michael Jackson and vice versa. Michael Jackson was a huge fan of Benny Hill. They both met, and when they met, they talked about making an episode where Michael Jackson and Benny Hill were going to do a spot together. And what they're going to do is they're going to have Michael Jackson come on. He's going to be dancing. And then they're going to have Benny. You know how they sped up the film for Benny Hill a lot of times? They're going to have Benny Hill dancing, but him dancing faster than Michael Jackson. That was going to be the skit.
That was pretty crazy.
I know how I know all these Benny Hill. I guess it's because I just watched the episode on Benny Hill. That's people are like, you have a Benny Hill poster in your house or something.
Name your son Benny.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've seen Britney Spears do a show with Michael Jackson. I was like, I've never seen it before. It was crazy.
Oh,
I
wow.
watched it a few weeks ago, and it was like, it was good, man. Because normally I don't like people doing duets with Michael because Michael is just like on a high level of quality, you know. But Britney Spears, man, she did good with him that day.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other good shows real quick off the top of my head of English shows because I do watch quite a bit. I did watch a bunch of English shows, especially older shows too. Because I watch British television here in America.
Okay.
Because I do watch like 9 out of 10 Cats. I want to say is that the name of song? I think that's the name of this show. 9 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah,
9 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah.
And I watched. I'm gonna go blank on some of the shows now, but I like British television is unique in that they're able to do a lot more things with their TV, with their broadcast than American television can do.
Okay,
That's the reason why I like it. You're able to curse, you know, and you're able to like talk about subjects that you can't necessarily do in America because of like FCC rules and stuff like that. But
you ever seen Brookside from Liverpool?
No, I don't think so. What's it called?
It's like Brookside.
Brookside. Okay.
It's like a soap opera based in Liverpool, and have you ever heard of EastEnders?
Oh, EastEnders I've heard of. Yes.
Yeah, that's like based in London and stuff. So you got one that was based in Liverpool, and it's called Brookside. Pretty like crazy stories, bro. Like deep subjects and stuff. You know. You gotta you'll find an episode on YouTube, and it will just give you a little taste of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely will check. Have you put it in the chat? Oh, Brooks, is that what it is? Brookside Close.
Yeah, Brookside Close. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. Is it on Netflix or is it something that is it on like any of the streaming services?
It will be on. Oh, I'm not sure where you can find it. That's the problem with that.
That can be solved with easy VPN, man. Easy.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it.
Okay.
And Frank knows a few actors from there as well because like they're based from Liverpool, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All got
That's
strong
pretty
like
cool.
accent. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny? Another this is so bad. This has become the Benny Hill show. It's like taping. But another crazy stat that just made me think of it. when Benny Hill got canceled, that allowed for the birth of Mr. Bean. You know if anyone knew that or not. I like Mr. Bean's funny. Mr. Bean's an interesting.
I don't know.
You don't think so? Mr.
No.
Bean is funny. You know why? Because look, having had relationships with someone that isn't a native English speaker, like there's some movies that you can enjoy together despite the fact that you don't speak English. That's why I was saying it that way.
Yeah.
I like The Office. I don't know. Do you like the Office version in America, or do you like the Office version from England?
I've never seen The Office, bro.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. Office is a huge success here in America.
Oh, definitely.
Is it on Prime, is it?
The American version, I think, is on Netflix. No, or it got taken away from Netflix, I think. I'm not sure.
I have to see.
Have you seen Weeds? Have you seen the film, the one called Weeds? It's in America.
Weeds,
yeah.
I'll have to check out this one too. Have you guys watched this one? Not Skin, excuse me. Where was it? It was just put in here. Oh yeah, Nigel put it in here right here. They're just all going in. Ali G in the house is hilarious. That was hilarious. I love Ali G. Only Fools and Horses. I haven't seen that.
Classic.
Is it?
Oh, it's classic, bro. Even David Beckham did a skit with him. The guys.
Oh wow. I'll have to check that out. I like it. I see. Maybe I'm going to have an episode. Maybe we'll do maybe like a music, and we'll do like a television episode, and even a movies episode during our little break here, because there's a lot of good movies.
We're gonna do a music one for sure.
You know what movie till this day like cracks me up? The Naked Gun series.
Oh, absolutely. Naked Gun is hilarious.
Hilarious. I'm in tears every time I watch it.
Absolutely hilarious.
What's his name? Leo Nielsen or something? What was his name?
Liam Neeson. No, Liam Neeson.
Neeson or something like that.
Yeah.
He was quality.
Okay.
It's like Meet the Parents, you know?
Yeah.
Meet the
I
Parents.
think that the American, I've seen the English version of. You'll have to check out The Office. The Office was good, I thought. It was an original idea from England, but Cedric Gervais is the original creator of it, or one of the original creators of The Office. He's like the main guy in it. But there's a version of it here in America, and like I think the version of America has had a longer run than the version in England, but I still think that both versions are good. You know, you can see where all the characters are really, really kind of similar though from the original base of characters. And then here Nigel just dropped another one real quick. Naked Gun and National Lampoons was hilarious, man. Hilarious. I still I have some. There's some funny. Even European Vacation was hilarious. I thought European Vacation was hilarious, to be honest with you. And then let's see. There's another one too in here.
You guys got to check a film called it's based in Essex in London.
It's Leslie Nielsen, by the way. Marianne got it right. It's Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
It's called Rise of the Foot Soldiers.
Rise of the Foot Soldiers.
There's about 4 parts, Chris. Bro, proper London, and it's a true story. That's the good thing about it. It's a true story. Classic. For me, probably the best English film I've seen. Yeah. Rise of the Foot Soldiers, yeah?
All right. It came out in 2007?
Around that time.
What's the name? There's a show. I'm going to try to remember. Hopefully I can think of it myself. But there's a show where he is a radio talk show guy. What the heck is the name of it? He does like okay, so I see the Only Fools and Horses. I'm trying to see if I can find the thing. He's a talk show host, and he does like kind of like he is a parody of his talk show host. Oh man, what is it? It's English. It's a British show where he does a talk show, and I'm trying to think of what it is. It's not. I don't think it's The Thick of It. What is the name of it? I think his name is Pardo in it. I think I want to say. Help me out, all those in England, or those that have the English connections on that one.
Do you know, the name of any actors in there, bro?
Okay, I know you're like, give me a name.
Yeah, give me a name, then I can check it.
Okay, I'm trying to think of who. What's his name? Oh man, let me see if I can find it. I'll Google it real quick. I watched. Alan Partridge. Someone in the chat give a mind your language. Has you ever watched that one? I used to watch Poirot too. I know that you guys used to do that too. I
think it's called I'm Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I'm Alan Partridge. Yeah, Alan Partridge, exactly. That show is funny, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys think it's funny. Alan Partridge, thank you. I knew it was like something. Partridge. I'm my bad on that. But Alan Partridge, that show was pretty funny. I liked it. I don't know. You've never seen that, JK? Marion, Nigel, did you guys watch that show, by the way?
I've seen a few of them. Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy, actually. He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. Yeah. Some of the stuff he gets into is crazy. Really crazy. Oh, wait, Citizen Khan. Is Citizen Khan a show over there, too? Oh, it was a really good show that I like. Luther. It's not an older show. Yeah, I know Luther. Yeah.
Luther is my jam. That was a really good show, I thought. I don't know. I watched the new Sherlock's, the Sherlock Holmes one with what's his name? Not the movies, but the television show, the series that they had. I did watch that. But I don't know if I watched Citizen Khan. Skins. Oh, Skins I've heard of. I've heard of Skins. I heard Skins was good. But Alan Partridge, that show is funny. To me, that's pretty funny. If you have an opportunity, chat, check it out. As Nigel said, he's the real deal. He is. I've seen some episodes that you're just like, this guy's crazy. It's funny, pretty funny. Oh man, holy crap! Look at this, guys. So that show, Marion's brother was in the show Poirot.
Yeah, Poirot. Okay.
That's pretty cool. That's Agatha. That's a star from the Agatha Christie stuff.
Yeah, I know Poirot. Yeah.
But Luther was cold. I don't know if you guys thought so or not, but I thought Luther was like a more like cooler, grittier version of the Sherlock Holmes series that was out there. I really enjoyed it. But all right, again, we're already at 2 hours and 40 minutes here almost. Let's put a pin in this, and we'll revisit this again. We'll talk a little bit about. I'll watch some of the TV shows that you guys have suggested. I'll even try to like come up with some of my own for you guys to like go and check out for sure. But big up Carmino, yeah. You just Carmino, if you're just tuning in, Carmino, we're just like kind of like we're almost giving you like a backstage peek of a chat, basically, that something of a chat that would be more likely held backstage than on television or on a broadcast. But yeah, some really fun conversation here, man. Great time, great community. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. If there's misunderstandings, between us, let's just take a second, breathe, figure out where it is that we need to take our conversations to be able to get to this, be able to get together and give peace a chance, as someone says with the John Lennon. I know Darth Angel over here probably is like seething.
I'm happy that there's some negativity, man, going on, man, because it's too positive sometimes to hear.
Yeah, but Chris, when you came on, the comments went cool. So
Yeah,
you did a good thing.
yeah.
You did a good thing there, bro.
He sucked it. He drew
Yeah.
all. He like drew in all the negative energy. Just got drawn into. He got. That's
He's
that's
seen
his
the
bread and
trouble and he
butter.
sorted it. Yeah, man. He's seen the trouble. He sorted it out, man. You should play DM for us, bro.
Oh wow. He was in the episode "The Veiled Lady." I actually watched that episode. I'm gonna have
Trying
to
to
look
find
for
out
that.
what he looks like. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, Marion. If you're still with us, tell us what his character name was, or where we could see him in that episode, because I remember that episode, to be honest with you. And real quick, there were 2 questions for you guys, also, because I remember there was a question for UJK specifically, and there was this question here. What's your thoughts on the Dave Chappelle show?
Mm-hmm.
Goated.
I love it.
Yeah, goated for sure.
100%. The guy
You know,
is just too funny.
which one was my favorite one? It was like I was crying in that one. Was the part where he's a blind black guy,
Oh.
but he's like the leader of like the Ku Klux Klan or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
weird.
That was the unique thing about Chappelle, is that he could take very sensitive topics and still make you laugh.
There you go. Exactly.
That is not an easy thing to do. So often we are so like we're in an era. That's, again, I don't want to get too PC about it, but we're in an era where a lot of people are very thin-skinned when it comes to a lot of the differences, or a lot of things that make us different in a sense, And
it's like in the old days, it used to say actions speak louder than words. But in 2023, 24, your words are speaking louder than your actions.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. You can't say anything now,
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking for this other question for you. Because there was another question, and I didn't star it, so I had to go through the chat real quick, because it was an interesting question. It was a question actually pertaining to Frank as well. He had a question specifically for you, for Frank. Let me see if I can find it. And no, I am not a boomer. I'm not that old, by the way. I am not a boomer.
Are you guys watching the game Japan versus Vietnam?
Oh yeah. Here's the question. I got it. So this was a question for you. What type of doctor is Frank? I asked because my father was a doctor from Liverpool and attended Liverpool University Medical School. That is Nigel asking the question, actually. Do you know what kind of doctor he is?
I think he's a historian doctor of some sort.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really
he is a doctor, but he's not. It's in history.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Tarmizi has asked a question as well.
Okay. Do you see where?
Yeah, it's one of the newer ones. One of the newer comments.
Okay. I see right here. It says M. Tarmizi says, "Are you guys catching?" Oh, for sure. The game Japan versus Vietnam. What's gonna be funny is that.
What time is it? What time is that game? Does anyone know?
I can tell you in 1 second.
Because I got nothing to do today, so I need something to do.
You need something to do? Okay. Yeah.
I'm bored.
It is.
I'm actually thinking of. I know we spoke about it a while back and stuff, but I'm thinking of opening up my my own YouTube channel and stuff.
Oh, get out!
So
do it, bro.
So I'm just thinking about the name. I'm thinking about the concept right now. So I'm just brainstorming right now. You guys,
that's cool. Yeah, I just saw today that Drifty is going to be starting his own YouTube channel too. Actually,
I just because I have like so much time and stuff, basically because like I work at night and stuff. So throughout the day, I really have nothing to do until I go to work at night. So I got so much time to like do other things. So I'm thinking of opening up a YouTube channel. So
wow.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. And I gotta look into like the equipment, or if I have to upgrade my computer or whatever. And yeah, we'll see. Thinking about a name for the channel, and yeah, we'll see.
Let us know. let us know. So we can subscribe and be a part of it. Sure. Okay, so I think it might be also because Mtar Mizzi is saying today, but it might be because it's today for him.
Also, it's tomorrow, pretty much.
I'm looking on here, the Asian Cup competitions right now, and Mtar Mizzi, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing on here, the only ones I'm seeing are China versus Pakistan, Australia versus India, and Uzbekistan versus Syria are the only games I see on here for the AFC Asia Cup with Group A.
Oh,
and
yeah, Termizi says
Ivory Coast is Ivory Coast just played Guinea, Bissau, but that's the only ones I see on here. Let me see if I can find any more. Let's see matches. Okay, so he's saying today, but it's actually tomorrow because I'm looking on here. It says for us in America at least it's tomorrow. It might be today for JK, but Japan plays Vietnam. You're not watching this game, so forget it. I'm not watching it either. Most likely.
What time?
It's at 4:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, nah.
I got love for Japan and Endo, but I don't know. About
yep. Salah plays tomorrow, 5 o'clock UK time.
5 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, p.m.
Okay.
Against Mozambique.
I'll check that out. That's not that bad of a watch for waking up.
I'll be on my fourth dream at that time.
Yeah, right. I guess you know what. So if it's 4:30 here, it'll be 11:30 a.m. So yeah, that game is something that you guys in the UK might want to watch because like KJSJ, the game is I think at 11:30 a.m. for you in England at least. Because I think England right now is like, what is it, 7 hours ahead of me, I think, or something like that. So yeah. Yeah. I'm not even getting into the dad to what Daz has to say about the whole John Conway versus keep it level thing. We're gonna just say, hey, let's just let bygones be bygones. Be friends.
Why
Hey,
can't we be
Daz,
friends?
I solved it. No one's talking about it no more. I came
exactly.
in. There you go.
You get Darth Vader here. It took it all away.
I took it
all
all away.
Yeah, so Japan's playing Vietnam. Let's see, another good game to watch. South Korea is going to be against not on the 15th. South Korea plays Bahrain. Excuse me. That should be a good game. And Indonesia versus Iraq. I'm sure Mtar Mizzi is probably going to watch that one. Malaysia's got Jordan. Thailand versus Kyrgyzstan. I might watch that. I've got a bunch of to the Indian Scouser out there. Big up to you. Our friend, our Reds friend who has his own channel out in Thailand. Might watch that one. I'm telling you, what's funny is that there's going to be a lot of people that watch the Asian Cup and watch the. I think you're going to see a boost in ratings for the Asian Cup. AFCON gets decent ratings as always, but we're going to definitely see a boost in the Asian Cup. I think a lot of teams, a lot of players, a lot of people are going to be watching the Asian Cup. It's been pretty funny. Mtar Mizzi is saying Iraq is a dark horse, can pull off surprise. Really? I think it's going to be interesting with Iraq. I know Iraq is a good team, but I also know Iraq and Iran both have good teams actually. But I know that like a lot of what is going on domestically in that region is going to make it very interesting with what goes on with the games.
Oh, you're talking about military speaking? Yeah, it's tough. Just stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be. I'm really interested to see how they navigate. Having to deal with a lot of that situation with a lot of, politics. The different countries that are going to be involved.
Politics, you say that.
The politics of it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to get your channel taken down, man. It's a sensitive topic, man. Just like politics.
Yeah.
What
Marion, who's your greatest of all time from Thailand? Who's that? Someone you have someone that woos your heart more than our Uruguay friend here.
One nation I find to be like, for a nation of its size, and like India needs to step it up, man. In my opinion, like
yeah. You know what? I agree with that. You know what? It's very interesting. I find it extremely interesting, especially since India, at one time being, related to the United Kingdom. I think it's very interesting that we haven't had more Indian players. Yeah.
But
I find that very interesting.
That boils down to a lot because like I was brought up in England and stuff, and to get a chance to play football, like I was the best player in my school, 100%. I was offered trials at Preston and Leicester, and then the journey. But I got diabetes when I was 15. Exactly at the time when the football
type 1, type 2
injection, insulin dependent. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it sort of ruined that sort of football career. But to get a chance, for Indians to get a chance in football has been real hard. It's like non-existent. Cricket, yeah. You've had your Indian
cricket. I was going to say, cricket. Is it because cricket is so big and popular?
I think it's the number one sport. I think in India.
It's the number one sport.
Their sport.
Yeah, it's the number one sport in India for 100%. And but the problem with, like, if you were born in England, you can play cricket for England. If you're an Indian, and like there's been Indian players who have played for England in cricket, but in football wise, there's been no one like who's an Indian and they've played professional football.
Right.
It's amazing. And I think with the population of India now and the craze of football in India, Man United fans, Chelsea, Liverpool, they should step it up quality wise with the players.
Yeah. That's why, like, it's, for me, it's very interesting, to see or hear like of any name that is an Indian, like is an Indian name associated with having any real career in football. But all things considered, I mean, like, I don't see why and how they couldn't have had an opportunity. But it's very interesting.
You know what I think too? I think when it comes to a lot of nations, because I feel like there's certain nations in the world that shouldn't be at the level they are footballing wise. And I think a lot has to do with the federations. A lot has to do with corruption. A lot has to do with where they want to be as a nation footballing wise. There's a lot of clubs, a lot of teams, or a lot of national teams in the Caribbean itself that shouldn't be at the level they're in, but they're in because of, one, corruption, money, funding, and where they want to be at in the status of football and stuff. And I think India of a nation, I think they probably have the most population on the planet. It's just their priorities are elsewhere. I think cricket is their money maker, I think, in India. So they're gonna emphasize and focus all their revenue and all their ID talent on that and stuff. And I think next to that, I think is football, and football isn't their main thing. So
but I think
there was one player. Oh, I'm sorry to cut across you, JK. I was just gonna say there was one player. I just put it in the chat here. There was one player, Indian, and he played for Liverpool. I don't know if you guys remember this particular individual, but there was a lot of hope for this player to perform well.
He's gone to Scotland now.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah. I think he's going to fight for someone.
Oh, okay. I remember he moved on. I think after Liverpool, he moved on to Swansea, I want to say.
Yeah. I want about it's weird. There's an Indian guy who's from the same village as my mother. He started off at Birmingham. He's actually gone to Scotland. So I was thinking, maybe he's good, but if Birmingham are loaning him out to Scotland, maybe he's not that good, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But slowly,
Yeah,
he's getting
I know that cricket is so popular in India, you know. So it's similar to for instance, to here, and I know there's other variables that make it so, but here in America, for instance, there's been more of baseball was like the sport in America for a long time, obviously.
Definitely.
And then, but yet, like more so now, basketball, American football have taken over those mantles from baseball in popularity, and primarily because it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get a basketball game than it is to get a baseball game together, Yeah. So, and then like the inner cities didn't really, the game kind of died out for baseball in the inner cities, as opposed to other areas,
And I think too, marketing wise too, baseball right now is a very hard sport to market in a way. When you look at as well the games, like if it's a draw, the game will go forever.
Look at this too. Yeah.
If a baseball game is draw, it's gonna go forever until someone scores, and it can go a couple of hours until someone scores, and you'll be sitting there waiting 6 hours for a game to end because it's a draw.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's the reason why they're making difference. They made so many changes. They're trying to make changes to baseball. They have like they never had a pitch count. You know what I mean? But now they have a clock. Like the shot clock style that you see in the NBA. They have it on the pitcher nowadays, just to be like speed this up. Not many people want to sit there for 3 hours and watch people swing a bat at a ball. But
what is your favorite?
Who else too, real quick, is that I also I don't know if he played for. Did he play for Everton? I think he played for Newcastle, and he played for Nottingham Forest and one other team, Watford, or two other teams, I think. Watford and maybe Everton. But Michael Chopra was also an Indian player that played in the Premier League as well. Technically, I think he's technically Indian or something, some ways.
Yeah, he's half. Yep.
Yeah, and then there was also one other player. I think his name is like Luciano Narsingh, but I think he's like another unique.
Yeah, from Holland.
Of being able to say that he's Indian per se. He's not. I think his mother and father aren't both Indian.
Yeah, what KJ was saying, Dunda didn't go to Scotland. I was on about the same guy who's from my mum's village. He went to Scotland.
That's cool. Yeah, it's saying right here. It said that Yan played with his brother at West Brom and was signed for them to us. Then was at Swansea and not in Scotland. Okay. Oh, now in Scotland. Excuse me. Yeah. Mtar Missy is also saying this real quick. Just look at China excel in most sports in the Olympics, but not in actual football.
Yep,
that is true. That is true. I think
they're dangerous in the Olympics. So China is one of those powerhouses in the Olympics.
Yeah, I can give you. I can't believe the Browns are in the playoffs. It's so pathetic. I'll give you a score in a second here. And KJ was saying he had a full scholarship to play football or soccer in the university. Oh wow, that's really, really cool. That's Division 1. D1, that's what's up. Oh goodness, honesty talking. I even want to talk about Braves. Can't stand the Phillies. It's all good. I'm not really that big of a Phillies fan, so that doesn't matter. I'm a Mets fan more so than a Phillies fan. But if it comes to baseball, I really don't follow baseball.
What is your favorite sport, you guys, in America?
My favorite sport is obviously football. I don't mean soccer, football, whatever you reference it as.
But the American sports.
Oh, by the way, you do not want to know the score of the Browns score, by the way. Let me just say that right now. You don't. If you're a Browns fan, You did not. I don't want to. I don't want to ruin your day by telling you to score the Browns game. It's in the fourth quarter too. They're getting whooped. But go ahead. What were you saying, Don?
No, I just like I want to know what your favorite American sport is. Yours and Chris's.
I would say
mine is women's beach volleyball.
Yeah, I was gonna say truthfully, volleyball. Volleyball is one of my favorite sports.
Volleyball is a crazy sport, man.
Oh, I love volleyball. I used to love beach volleyball especially, but like I love volleyball. I love indoor volleyball too.
Yeah, indoor volleyball is fire too. Yeah.
Yeah, I played volleyball when I was younger. You know what though? A sport that I love the most. So there's sports you play and there's sports you watch. Playing, I would say one of my favorite sports to play was rugby.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played I've played almost every. Growing up, there weren't many sports I didn't play. I played volleyball, I played rugby, I played American football, I played obviously soccer / football, basketball. I played baseball when I was really young, but I just never really. Baseball wasn't my sport.
Not to get.
And I even played. You know what I was really possibly the best at? Growing up, I was probably the best at ice hockey. Go figure. Black guy playing ice hockey. You don't see that too often. So
not to get all ratchet or anything, but like some dice, man, some crab and stuff. Hey, man, I play that too, man.
What? What is?
Some dice. You never played
dice? Dice. The World Series of Dice. Now you're going back to the earlier question of the World Series of Dice on the Chappelle Show.
yeah. Or like
do a YouTube channel with that dice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Do a YouTube channel. Make your YouTube channel the World Series of Dice. The World Series of Dice players. That'd be a great series.
Or with some slap boxing and stuff. Jesus.
Yeah, you get to get this.
But poker, do you play poker?
I actually don't know how to play poker and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You sound like a poker player for some reason.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I could play the hell out of dominoes and stuff, but but poker, I don't know. I just don't know the concept.
That's a Caribbeans maybe that's why you get along so well with the Bajans, because dominoes is big in the Caribbean.
Or
Caribbean.
I play a lot of pool too and stuff. Like I'm good at pool and stuff. I'm decent. I'm pretty good with pool and stuff.
Oh yeah. If we're talking about those kinds of games, you know what game I play is foosball. I will challenge any person out there in a game of foosball. That I will do. Foosball is my game.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I have a foosball table. I have a pool table too, but I have a foosball table. That's how much I love it.
Yeah, like dominoes or like I play all types of games. I'm actually pretty athletic myself and stuff. So like basketball, like I like money. So I'll like any game I typically play is for money. So
yeah, okay. So you're more like a casino. You like the casino games and stuff.
No, I don't go to casinos because like I think I have an addiction and stuff, so I don't go in there and stuff. So
okay.
But like when it comes to like playing a sport, like if I'm in the park and stuff, and I see people playing ball, I'll be like, hey, let's go 1-on-1 type of stuff, and I do stuff like that or whatever. I make it seem like I make it seem like I'm the scrawny guy. I don't know nothing. I don't know how to play ball.
Oh, okay. You do the what's the name of that movie? White Man Can't Jump.
I'm the white guy. I'm the white guy, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, guys, give me one quick second. Hold on one second. Talk myself. 1 second.
Yeah, bro.
He's gone now. Nah, yeah. What else? Could you ever play anything professionally, Chris? To a level? Are you that good at it?
I don't know if is this actually a sport. Well, actually in the Olympics, yeah, but that's because I was a pretty good shot when I was in the service and stuff, in the Marine Corps and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's an actual legit career sport, but like shooting and stuff,
Okay.
probably like
Mhm.
targeting and stuff. For the Olympics when they shoot, like they throw those frisbees and stuff, and you shoot
Right.
and stuff. I'll probably be decent on that, to be honest.
Okay.
But that's just based on what I learned in the military and stuff. So
That's cool.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
they do
guys.
that in the Olympics.
I'm gonna
They
have
do
to.
that.
I'm gonna have to. I think company's coming over right now too. So I'm gonna have to bring this. I'm gonna have to definitely land this plane. 3
All right.
hours. You got 3 hours. I was saying I was gonna do 90, and you ended up getting double the Liberal 12th Man show. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know that we had like a great panel. Jay Kismet,
That's
Beijing
right.
Angel, both always welcome to join, and they always bring some great discussion. Big up to everyone that has chimed in the beginning, maybe tuned out, then tuned back in, being like, oh, these guys are still on. So yeah, big up to everyone that is out there that is still with us. I hope that you join me tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing a show tomorrow as well. Yeah, big up to everyone. Yeah, do you guys want to give a shout out before we land this plane?
Oh, well, yeah. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel I'm part of, it's Beijing's Res TV. If you want to go by and show some love and stuff, you can. If not, come and give your negative comments too. We accept that as well. So yeah, man. Angel Latinos can't jump now, but no, we can't. Wait. Honestly, we can't jump, but we can climb walls though.
Oh wow! Wow! Wow!
I'm done for today. Bye.
Yeah, let's end it on that right there. Let's end it on that right there. Yeah, big up to the community.
Sure.
Big up to the Mighty Red Army. Big up to each and everyone out there that is supporting us, that is sharing this with other people. Trying to build and trying to grow the fan base here, so we can always have a cool place to discuss stuff. Even if we don't agree on our topics or agree on our subjects, hey, who cares, man? Let's just have the conversation as is, and just and make it not personal. Just enjoy the conversation to maybe bring up a different angle on something,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Hey, thank you each and everyone. I know that Angel had to drop off right there. Jay Kismet, thank you very much for joining as well.
Cool,
I will be back tomorrow. Again, I'll be looking to have the show at 7 p.m. UK time. So just put that notification bell on it and say what's good. All right, guys. Definitely share the love as Nigel put. Appreciate each and every one of you each and every time. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Peace.